Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm trying to get used to getting back earlier and earlier. I'm just too used to doing things in the morning. I think that's my problem. I'm so used to getting stuff done in the morning that I just don't want to start right when I wake up. I'll get over it. Well, hello, Merle. Yeah, I saw you sent me the DM. Oh, wow. Good luck on your Transmarvels if you do them. I need to do a lot more Transmarvels in Relink. That'll be tomorrow, though, because again, tomorrow the new fight comes out. I'm excited for tomorrow. So, I'm gonna be streaming that tomorrow, the new Grand Blue stuff. New story and fight. But, unfortunately, again, I don't have any good coffee. We're not making coffee. I have cheap coffee. It's good enough. I need to grab myself some more coffee. Twitch should be paying me within the next 2 days. So, sometime within the next 2 days, I should be getting a decent bit of money. I'll probably order some coffee. Grab myself like 3 months worth of whole bean coffee so I don't have to so I don't have to pay shipping and that it lasts me a long time. But let me start to open the game. I'll stay full screen until the game's open because I play the game in a window off stream, so it's not going to catch up right away. But yeah, we'll see. I'll have to look on the website too. I think on the official website for the brand I use, they want you to spend over $50 to get free shipping, but if I buy them on Amazon, I only have to pay $35. So I'll probably try and get it off Amazon. But full screen, let me stop my music. Let me poof into the corner. And game, can you pick up? Can you pick up? There we go.
You're back. Of course you are.
But yes, I did get 37 for people who didn't hear. I think it was yesterday morning. Yesterday morning I posted on the Discord. I did a single poll and I got her. Finally. So, I have her built partially. Maybe today we can get her to I3. But I have her built partially. I also built Miss New Babel because I found out apparently Miss New Babel is a follow-up character.
Always welcome.
So Miss New Babel will trigger 37's extra attacks. Single and a drink. I mean, it was a single after like 65 the last few, like the last week or two, right? So it was one yesterday. It was a lot over the last week. I've been trying to get her for a while. It definitely feels nice to do a one pull in a day and then get a character though. But yeah, I almost went to pity. I didn't quite go to pity though. But hello, Ven. Yeah, stuck on... If you haven't been up to date with the issues, I'm currently having issues with my Twitch account. I could probably stream on Twitch, but there's a high risk that I would be logged out and I wouldn't be able to log back in. And I like having access to my dashboard and my settings so that I can see what's going on with the channel. So I'm going to hold off for now until I can get things fixed. The security on Twitch is a mess because they handed over security to a different company, so I have to work with them to figure stuff out. But I'll get there. Weekly's done. But Let's keep doing this. I found out yesterday as well. Someone told me, I didn't know this, that apparently we can upgrade this again. There's a new level. You have to finish the side story, which is one of the things I'm going to do today. It gives us 30 more tiles. I can make my wilderness bigger. I'm so excited. I have my big forest up here. I have the city. But, like, this isn't enough room to build something. I was gonna build, like, an India here, but I didn't get all the tiles. And I didn't think it would fit in very well. I'm probably gonna put the new stuff here. You win the 69? What'd you get? But yeah, I'm very excited to get more island tiles. I get to decorate my place more, make it look nice. Meanwhile, she has to stare at clouds, because apparently it is always cloudy in here. Some of these anime... I wish it was random. I really do.
Raindrops never actually fall. They are motionless at the instances of time which constitute the falling process.
I love 37, but she is such a nerd. You know what, here, because I won't be pulling on her banner anymore, but I still have... I think this is the last free pull. This is the last free pull on this banner. I don't think I've gotten anything from this banner. She's a lovable nerd, and you know... Oh, yes, 100%. It's part of why I wanted to pull her. I still think one of my favorite things, I've been tempted to set it as my wallpaper. If people haven't paid attention, they posted 4 new wallpapers on the official website. And the, one of those wallpapers is 37 biting Regulus's head. Easily the silliest and funniest part of the story. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting Voyager, but yeah, the rest of them I already have. I mean, a dupe of Melania wouldn't be horrible too, but it's blue. And yes, I know it turns purple, but it starts blue. Which means it's just currency, but who did we get? Remember, yeah. Fair. For people wondering, oh, I didn't post that this morning, did I? Let me rectify this, because I did send the picture to someone else. But I did do polls this morning in Genshin. I did not want a character. I wanted a 4-star, not the 5-star. Of course, 20 polls in, 0 pity, I got the new 5-star. There we go. I'll put it in there so more people can see if they missed it. Enough from 37's banner when pulling for her P1. Oh my gosh. I don't know, is her P1 that big of a deal? I know, like, her P3 is ridiculous. Oh, okay, so it just increases her passive. What's it start at? Is it 20? So it gives you an extra 20% crit?
You're back. Of
Yeah,
course
20%.
Because
That's pretty good, I guess, actually. I just, as you can see, do not have the currency for that shit. I have not had very good luck. So I don't think that's a good idea. But, oh. They will come back. I mean, Doggo's there. Which, again, anyone who hasn't gotten Doggo yet, really good support. He does good damage, he removes buffs from enemies, which lets you cheese some mechanics, and he is one of the biggest damage buffs you can give your full team. Had guarantee for the P0, so that helped a lot. Yeah, me too! I had guarantee for the P0 too! And I went to almost pity. I think that was 65 or 66 pulls to get 37. I was not lucky. But I've also just been pulling a lot of characters, so I mean, my own fault. I tried pulling for Shamane and I didn't get Shamane, which is where the failed 50-50 came from.
Peace and love! Peace and love! Thank you for your cooperation.
Who was it that I got again? It was Anon Lee. I got Anon Lee when I was trying to pull for Shamane.
They are much naughtier than the Foundation's kids.
Failed in Kala's banner? Aww. Yeah, I've been playing this game on the edge. Oh wait, I just did a single. God damn it.
Never actually fall.
But yeah, like, I mean, I've been way too lucky in this game, I can't complain. I have way too many 6 stars.
No matter business or bonding, you're...
I've been ridiculously lucky. Jeez, I have 2 full rows of just 6. God damn it. And then I have a knight down here. But yeah, like, I've been lucky. I can't complain. But yeah, I did get Kalabana, and then got Anon Lee when I was trying to get Shamane. Which, I mean, to be fair, a buffer instead of a debuffer when I already have a really well-built Beaker and Bloom is not horrible. Now let's do the other single, because I'm an idiot. And did a single. I need to redo this one. But yeah, my original idea was to maybe use Kalavana with 37, and then I realized, for one, she doesn't do enough follow-up attacks to make a difference. And then two, she's gonna usually be on a different team than her. Which kinda throws a wrench in the plan. But, oh well, it works out. Now that I know Miss New Babel works there, I've wanted to find an excuse to use Miss New Babel. Because a lot of people have just said that, oh, Miss New Babel's bad because, you know, she's a tank. But nah, she does pretty good. I had fun trying the new, what's it called, Main's Bulletin? I tried running that through that event with the 37 New Babel team, and it actually worked pretty well.
Hip hip hooray!
And I think it works better the more time, like the more actions the enemies take. Because she has infinite follow-up attacks for 2 turns, just every time she gets attacked.
Raindrops never actually fall.
So she could
They are
fill up
motionless at the instances of
this.
time
The
which
only issue I
constitute
have
the
is it
whole
doesn't
process.
seem... Sometimes I've had the follow-up attack not trigger 37, so she'll be sitting at full gauge and the follow-up attack doesn't happen. It's possible the thing died, though, and that's why. I don't know. But, I need to do insight stuff.
You're back. Of course you are. Because this
I need
place-
5 runs. I have exactly enough for 5. Wait. There's no gameplay. Does the new story take stamina? Because I think I'm low on these. Yeah. Oh, I have enough if I need it. I don't... Does anyone know if the extra story needs stamina? Or any of the event stories, for that matter? I think most of them are just story with no gameplay. But I don't think they do. I guess I have the items if I really need to, but... Wait, this hasn't been autoed yet? Or... No, that was auto. I'm dumb. Why am I dumb? I don't even remember this one.
time together.
I know the way.
It's just story scenes?
Really
Okay.
down.
Because, yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta try doing Charlie's story. I gotta do 37's. I don't think we're getting to 37's story today, but we'll see.
Time waits for no one, even for a great
Maybe Friday or Saturday, if not today. Because tomorrow is gonna be Grand Blue Relink stuff. There's a new story quest in Relink coming out tomorrow. There's gonna be a new raid. Fighting Lucilius. I am excited. The fight looks ridiculous. I actually started playing Grand Blue like the gacha game too. I'm probably never gonna stream it. It's just something I do in my free time. If I'm just hanging out with people, I'll pull up Grand Blue and I'll go through the story, just read. Because the gameplay's a joke early game at least. It's just click the attack button. I'm sure I'll have to try harder as I get further, but I've been enjoying the story. It's nice to see the backstory of characters that I know about from later games. Raids get fun though? I'm sure they will. I'll get there. My chapter is still single digit. Let me catch up.
Get out of here.
I feel like I could do a much better job of this now. I think this was when... This would have been back in patch 1.1 when I was just getting Regulus to I3. So these characters are probably all very low level.
Even for a great. Whew, that went smooth.
Exactly.
Oh! Stamina doesn't matter anymore. I leveled up. Convenient. Thank you, game. I appreciate you.
May the peace be with us. So long live
Was that 59? I'm almost at 60. I think there was an achievement for 60.
Oh, hi.
Gotta slowly unlock my my bragging points with achievements.
I wait to know. Even
I
for a
play
great.
this game. Woo!
3, 2, 1.
I am a child.
So long lives this, and this gives power to thee.
Yeah, let's get this through. Let's get the dailies
Losing my
done.
patience. Conventional choice.
And then I'll have a team
Get out
if
of here.
we actually do some combat stuff. Who knows, maybe I'll retry Main's Bulletin with characters upgraded.
So long lives this.
I don't know if I can I3 both of them today, though. I know I can craft the apples. I might be able to craft the... I think she needs bullets, New Babel. I'm not sure if I can craft everything I need.
Even for a great.
It's honestly kind of silly now that we've been playing for a few patches, and I'm just... I think it was yesterday when I was building New Babel, and I was like, oh, but I3 is going to be such a pain to farm for, and then I went and looked at my inventory, and it's like, wait, I think I have everything. I just have it sitting there, all the materials. It's like, oh, right, I've been farming and not building characters.
So long lives this. Oh.
I don't know what you guys farm when you finish events, but last patch, when I finished events, I was literally just looking at my inventory and it's like, what material do I have the least of? Like, purple material. And I literally just did, like, that's what I used all my stamina for the day on. I just farmed that material to get a bunch of it. And then I'd do that every day. Which one do I have the least amount of? And then I had like 20, 30 of every purple material. Okay. 15 lil is my goal for this batch. Oh my god, you're nuts. You're nuts. I know she's like your carry, but you're nuts. Let's see. How far can I push this? Oh, I can get her to 30. There we go. But yeah, see, she's got frickin' his bounden duty. Because, quite frankly, hers works better on New Babel, as far as I know. I'd have to look at the actual damage numbers. But I think it gets more value on New Babel than it does 37. You farmed Jessica's resonance? I've been tempted to. I stopped at 10 for everyone. Actually, did I go to 11 for someone? No, I stopped at 10 for everyone.
Watch out, mate.
Can I help you?
It costs so much, yeah. I know that 11 and 12 give quite a bit. I know 13, 14, 15 are like overkill Like, they give little bits. It's like, here's a few % of increased stats. It's like, here's like 2% bonus. As far as I know, going from like 10 to 11 is like a 15% increase. Going from 11 to 12 is like another 10 to 15% increase. But yeah, I haven't really looked at the exact numbers for the high ones, but I've heard that it slows down a bit. I'm so tempted to level her to 37. I am not making a support or a sub DPS my highest level, but it's so tempting.
No matter business or bonding, you're always welcome.
But it's so expensive at that level. I should have enough for this. I should have enough. Oh, I'm short on the bird. Wait, did the bullets use birds? No, and I'm out of metal. What did I use birds and metal on? I didn't make that. Huh. I mean, I can craft the bird. But I'm gonna have to farm more. Okay. 3 apples. Ta-da! And I need 2 more bullets, right? Yeah. Which means I need more silver. So I need 4 more of this. I love the new crafting page, by the way, that just chains everything together. It opens over top of something else. Easy. Okay, now I just need her books. Wait, I have a single... Do I have a... Oh, I don't have an item still. No. I hate having an odd number. But yeah, I'll have to I3 her next. I don't even remember what hers is, but I just need the stats, because she's the tank. Oh yeah, she gets a permanent huge buff if she gets hit 15 times. Yeah, that's worth it. But I have been having fun with that team. It's funny, I didn't think like a sub DPS and a tank would be a fun team. If you have them, try it. Highly recommend. Let me look at the interview. What's the interview for Baby Blue? Is she gonna call her Cheshire Cat or something? You going to drink the tea? Shall I pour it into your... Oh my gosh. No, I mean thank you, but I only have food prepared by restaurants and my assistants. Let's look at the questions for the interview. You said Wonderland was not a delusion, but another kind of reality which you can reach through dreams. And what about the children who have recovered? What happened to them? They no longer believe in their ability. They are restricted by the rules. Since they've abandoned Wonderland, Wonderland naturally expelled them. And what's your relationship with Wonderland? It's where I belong, so I'll stay there forever. I love it as much as it loves me. Loves you too. Doesn't the world out here love you? Or perhaps you don't actually love it enough. Don't think this world loves anyone. Oh, that's cruel. I hate it even more now. Oh no. That's a interesting way to say that the world is cruel. The world doesn't love anyone. No. Anyone else got red marks? I don't think so. Okay. Now my crystals are slightly less sad. Just slightly. Also, I don't want...
That's right.
Before...
This is my body. My little jar. It's made of flesh and bones. We can temporarily entrust it with our well-proportioned geometric structures.
With your soul,
What?
is one way to put it.
You mean there's an Orestia in my hair? That can't be true. Show me.
An Orestia? Okay, I need to look that up. What's an Orestia? I am now confused, because apparently I'm seeing things like, it's a Greek story, it's a Greek town. She has an entire Greek town in her hair right now.
I tried to talk to Miss Centurion, but as soon as she tossed that coin, I felt dizzy and passed out.
Oh no.
Aww. It makes no sense. I mean, that luck completely overturns a probability theory.
It's almost like she's cheating.
What? You mean...
We've seen that one already.
Here we have
Oh, I've seen this one
rectangular
before.
frames. Rectangular
She gets
carpets,
upset at
rectangular
us for
windows.
for not having any triangles.
Curtain? Haven't you realized? This is a serious abuse of rectangles. You should use more triangles in the suitcase, for they are the most stable structure.
I knew she was gonna say that the first time I heard this.
I tried to talk to Miss C. I tried to talk to Miss C.
I think we've
tried
heard
to
all
talk
the
to
all
C.
the lines she has.
See? That's right. See?
Yeah, we've seen them all.
See?
Okay.
Here we have rectangular frames.
Let's claim all. Woo, resonance materials. Okay. Jeez, I got a lot more than I expected doing dailies and stuff. I forgot. But before, I'm sure I could maybe upgrade New Babel, but story. Now, the last time I accidentally clicked on a story, it tried auto-playing something. Is this one gonna auto-play something? Is this what we're up for? Oh, no. Why doesn't this one? If you click on 37 story, I accidentally clicked on it yesterday. If you click on 37 story, it auto-plays the story. It's like, leave me alone. No. I had to Alt F4 out of the game. But, huh. This is not people I expected to see. I was expecting this to continue with Verton and them, but no, this is back at the Foundation, I guess. Okay, I have no idea what to expect for the side story. Let's go. I hope it's voiced. It might not be voiced, but I hope it's voiced. The star.
Wow. So this is the library in Burton's school.
And again, this doesn't mean anything, because in almost every event, they voice a few lines, and then they stop.
So many
But we'll
people
see.
here. They're probably around my age.
Oh my gosh. A gorgeous sap green dress jumps into the library of the SPDM. Its owner keeps talking in a sing-song tone, like a chirping Goldcrest. It's so weird seeing her in this outfit, because I've had her I2 for so long.
We've also got
I just
this
don't
many
see this
shelves in the
outfit.
library of Sotheby's Manor. Are there any alchemy workshops and potion warehouses here, like in our manor?
A young lady stands on tiptoe, looking around this place curiously.
Where can I find Miss Bueniche? Madame Z told me to come here, but she didn't give any other clues. The people here really need Mr. Teaketler, who is always nice and warm to the guests. Just twist his teapot ear, then he can take you anywhere.
Oh my gosh. I love how Reverse reminds me almost of like a dark twist on like the Harry Potter universe. Like the Arcanists feel like the wizards. Like they just do the wildest shit in their everyday life. She has a tea kettle at home that has an ear, you twist it and it takes you where you want to go. What? She also had like an animal head mounted on the wall that could talk and greet people. Like, it's just such a silly setting to think about.
If not so, placing a luck-a-day potion at the entrance would help as well. If had made it before I came, Miss Buanish and I might have met by now. Or she will just pop up behind me.
Please animate her popping up behind her.
Are you looking for me?
No, not behind. I am sad.
Oh my word!
Congrats, Sotheby. You got exactly what you wanted.
That was too loud. Where are my manners?
I'm so glad that all the main cast is still the main cast. Like, I don't expect to see, like, Jessica and Calabauna all the time and stuff like that, as much as I love those characters. I'm sure they'll show up, but they were event characters. But it's nice seeing the main story characters continually come back.
Oh, nice to meet you. Are you Miss Buanish?
Because honestly, it would be very easy for them to just say, hey, Sotheby was a character in the first few chapters. She is not a major player anymore in the story, and you just don't see her. The other girl nods haughtily. Her uniform speaks for herself. It seems to be a historic first meeting for them.
That's fantastic. How did you find me? Did you see me in the Oniromancy? Or through a crystal orb? Either way, it is the great arcanum.
She probably saw a giant green hat that she's never seen before and thought, new person.
I'm much greater than that. Look at you, dressed as if you'd just been to a ball. You are as eye-catching as the pigment board on a sketch. I saw you the moment I came into the library. Ooh. Does the foundation hold balls too?
Unfortunately, probably not.
Non, I'm saying... est-ce que tous les amis de Vertine parlent comme ça?
Grumpily in French. Does every friend of Vertin talk this way?
Never mind. Madame Z told me you wanted to look up the materials on the mysterious school that believes in numbers here.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's right. Miss Moisson told me she will thoroughly check the documents in the Foundation archive. So I'll go through the books in
Oh,
the
they're
library.
researching Pythagoreanism.
If we can
Interesting.
find anything about that school, we can be of more help to Vertin and her team. I'm sorry, Miss Sotheby, but I'm afraid the situation is going to disappoint you. While you spend the last hour looking for Ticketler's ear, the kind-hearted monitor assistant already gained a valuable access to the library. But I haven't found any record regarding the mysterious school that believes in numbers yet.
Like a bolt out of the blue.
Oh, but Miss Moisson said there are so many books here that they can cover the entire back of a Stronsay beast. That's a bit exaggerated, but she's right. Nevertheless, the librarian was transferred to a more important position years ago due to the storm. Many old books are not yet sorted. Some even went missing in the chaos.
Sad.
The only relevant materials I could find are the stories of Pythagoras and some books on mathematical theorems. But I don't think they have anything to do with Vertin's issue.
Tiny bit to do with it. Matilda sees now as a pair of tear-dimmed eyes. Oh no, something to be sad.
That means I can't do anything to help them.
No.
Please stop being emotional. It doesn't work on this professional member of the Foundation.
It doesn't work. Until it's Sonetto. And then you fold. She looks away and clears her throat like a grown-up.
Without field investigation permission, I can't take you out to collect information. But in fact, there is still another reference room only known to the most outstanding monitor assistant.
Matilda, never change. You cocky, self-centered thing, you. You're adorable.
Hooray!
Other students in the library cast disgruntled glances at them. Yeah, stop yelling in the library.
Shh. It's a violation to make noises in the library. Please follow me, Miss Sotheby.
Tall shelves, unfamiliar surroundings. An impossible mission. The girls walked through the shelves like fish swimming through coral.
Thank you so much, Miss Buanish. You mentioned ball. I haven't heard that word for a very long time. I remember what Mr. Carson, my butler, had taught me. He said, express your gratitude to fair ladies by holding a grand ball. I'll write to my father and ask for a brand new, unsinkable and maneuverable rock and roll park. I'm sure he will gladly say yes.
You know, this is dark to say, but is her dad even still around? It's one of the weird things about this game's story. It's like, who's still around and who isn't? We've seen some people that have, I don't know what to say other than disappear, but I don't know.
Maneuverable rock and roll park?
Yes, we can hold a twist ball on it when Burton and her team are back.
Oh my
Please
god.
allow me to say no. The monitor assistant of SPDM will never participate in such an inelegant activity. Wait, did you just say Verton and her team?
Yeah, Matilda, guess who's on Verton's team now? Might get to dance with her. And what year it is? It is the outside world's in. See, the problem with that is it's even weirder now. Because we thought everything was just linearly going backwards. But we've learned with this new chapter, because they listed the order of the storms are happening in a random order. They've gone like back to the 30s, then back up to the 60s, and then back down to 1912, and then back up. Like, it's going all over the place. So it's hard to understand what's going on unless each of these eras is completely separate. Because originally I had assumed that the time was just going backwards, so anything in the future of your current point just doesn't exist anymore. But apparently that's not how it's working. So I'm just wondering, like, is it something like the world is in multiple timelines and they somehow can go between different timelines? I don't know. That or it just jumps to a random era every time there's a storm.
We can talk about the ball later. The kind-hearted Matilda Buanish will try her best to help you with the task. But, of course, it's only out of her sense of responsibility, not for some personal reasons.
They go faster and faster. Finally, they reach their destination. To patch the fragmented eras in the future, and to store the currently unimportant files and reports, people built this reference room in the shape of a box with gray and white walls. During this awful time, which might last for ages, people call it the footnote of history.
Here we are. The reference room storing unnecessary information. It's a place ignored by most staff. Even so, this careful, reliable monitor assistant will not let go of any details.
She knocks on the rusty sign haughtily.
I hereby officially appoint you as the Chief Assistant of Monitor Assistant of
PDM. I will take my responsibility and teach you how to become a devoted Foundation member.
Whoa. Matilda pulls off the cloth covering the archive cabinet. Dust rises in the air.
Here is your first task. Read through these unsorted old files. All of them.
Is this where Matilda's gonna realize that even though Sotheby's a bit weird, she's actually somewhat of a genius? The monitor assistant takes a dusty file from the cabinet. The paper inside has already turned yellow.
I have searched all the archived ones. These are the last parts. Most of them are discarded administrative documents, low-priority materials, and substandard reports written by rookie investigators. By the way, you should know I didn't sort any of them out for you, and they don't necessarily have what you want.
It's all right. Leave them to me. I love reading.
You'd better do. Here's the key. Keep it safe. You can sit on the cushions there when you sort out the files. I don't want your dress to stain the stone bench. I'll go see if I missed any files. Listen, this monitor assistant will test you on your familiarity with these files when she's back.
Thought you didn't know what was in them. 3 hours later.
Double check completed. Looks like I didn't miss any relevant files. Phew, quite a long day. I doubt if that spoiled lady can finish all the materials. She must have been bored and fallen asleep, waiting for her tea kettler in the dream.
Yep, this is when Matilda's gonna realize, oh, Sotheby's actually a genius.
It takes much more than dancing at balls to be a Foundation investigator. I'll send her back to that teacher when she wakes up. In the end, it will be the kind-hearted Matilda who finishes the task for her. Being a great monitor assistant comes with great responsibility.
Oh, Matilda. Again, Matilda gently pushes the door open. Surprisingly, she is welcomed with an energetic greeting.
Oh, Miss Boanish!
Standing on a ladder, Sotheby gives her a big smile with a stack of files in her hand. Files she didn't finish reading are scattered on the ground, while the others have been well organized in the cabinet.
You didn't fall asleep. Did you sort out these files?
Yes. And I love these books in uncommon shapes. There are so many wonderful stories. I often read books with Sasana when Father wasn't at home. We read and read until the red bomb waves woke up the sun. Moreover, these files are much easier than Miss Moisson's reading task. Here, the gentleman from River Conway tamed a whole group of Abanks. How marvelous is that?
Oh, okay.
She's so easily
Looks like you meet the
entertained.
basic requirements for being a rookie investigator. Tu es plus ou moins qualifié pour être mon assistante en chef.
Fucking Matilda. I guess you are qualified to be my chief assistant. The young lady doesn't pay much attention to the mumbles from the monitor assistant. You know what this reminds me of, actually voicing these characters? It reminds me of Jessica's event, when we were doing the school stuff and I was voicing everyone. I missed that school event. That was fun. She's busy announcing her big discovery.
And I also found this interesting report. It tells a lot about the storm and the numbers.
Oh.
Will this be helpful to Barton?
Show it to me.
She takes a pile of yellowed paper from Sotheby. This neat, orderly written report has no beginning or end. Obviously, the author is a meticulous person.
I have to say, it is undoubtedly a violation to submit such a report, but it will be a travesty of the truth and human sense if I cover it up.
Peace, sense, justice. They have always been the creeds in my heart.
and are now the reason why I've decided to write down the whole thing.
Trying to tell if this is a voice we've heard before.
A long time has passed since the first attack of the most severe crisis in our time, but we are still wondering, what on earth does it mean?
You can farm the 2 Gaaaah, 1 Rockholm. That's a good one to farm.
That was the eve of the millennium, of which no one had any memories, illogically. The next day, time was already reversed to 1996, the moment we opened our eyes. We walked out of the building made of grey and white marble as usual, hardly aware that the sun we bathed in was from another time. Our survival was unexpected and almost unbelievable in such a calamity which swept the globe. Why did the headquarters of the Foundation survive the reverse? Why couldn't we find our younger selves in the outside world? Did any other region survive it as we did? What was the cause behind it?
That's interesting. You can't find your younger self in the world. So there can only be one instance of a person, I guess? Huh.
I didn't know, nor did anyone else. Things remained unclear until time was reversed again. This time, we all witnessed that reign in the 80s.
These files Vertin needs?
I think so.
She says in a trembling voice. This monitor assistant, who always claims to have a cool head, has never panicked so much.
It's a report written by someone who witnessed the storm. And it has recorded the storms before Vertin became the timekeeper.
Oh, are these files of Vertin's mom? Because as far as we know, Vertin's mom was gifted too. Huh.
Before she became the timekeeper? Whoa. So Vertin wasn't born a timekeeper.
She didn't tell you that? Wait, no one is born a timekeeper. It's not an inherited title. Anyway, this report includes the secret chronology only accessible to the core members of the Foundation. You can only check it under the supervision of the monitor assistant before you become a qualified investigator.
Matilda dusts off the folder carefully.
No matter what the reason is, it shouldn't have been shoved in this dusty room like rubbish. To evaluate its authenticity and risk, the genius Matilda Boiniche will fulfill her duty as the monitor assistant and carry out a thorough inspection of this report.
Oh boy, something tells me Matilda's gonna find out something she's not supposed to know.
If you agree to this resolution, please nod, Assistant Sotheby.
Speech is full of terminology Sotheby has never heard of, but it doesn't matter. Based on the tone of the speech, she's already decided how to answer.
Yes.
That was 1985. A gloomy, miserable night compared to that peaceful morning in 1996, when we were only bothered by confusion. We didn't expect time to be reversed again, nor did we understand the consequence. Even now, I still remember Paulina's desperate cry. One of her hens was already inside the safe area when she fell at the entrance to the headquarters, and that was the only part of her left to us the next second. The only legacies we found were an engagement and her favorite blue polka dot scarf. which we used to wrap her remains in the end. To be honest, I admired those who still remained calm and sympathized.
We've heard
with the
about Paulina
Arcanists on
before
the edge
too,
of
I'm
mental
pretty sure.
breakdown. It had nothing to do with the 1/4 Arcanist blood in my body. It was only the kind of empathy which all mankind would share out of instinct in the face of a hopeless calamity. We lost many, too many colleagues. In the materials they sent back, we even saw all the horrifying phenomena, such as one's veins turning into electric wires. Since then, the storm, a word simply taken from visual observation, has been used to refer to the calamity. Of course, we can have a word for the calamity itself. But what words should we use to conclude all the absurdity and panic? Before the storm, we were all familiar with time. It was supposed to be a straight line connecting the past and the future. We followed the line to move forward. We broke free from ignorance. We built civilizations. We developed technologies. We promoted
I love
the
this
well-being
patch.
of
This patch
mankind.
is such a lore bomb.
We improved our living conditions step by step. We were so sure that we were making progress on the right path. But then, the path was taken away all of a sudden. Oh, time. Our closest old friend, where are you taking us? Back to the two most painful war times in the 20th century? The era when no one had ever heard the hiss of steam engines, or the century when mankind was yet to be enlightened? So far, mankind has achieved a lot in history. Dynamos, automobiles, flyovers, railways, hospitals, poorhouses. But if it goes on like this, what is the point of all the efforts we have made? Now we are like a shipwreck left on the island of time, witnessing the fall of the whole modern world in the unstoppable tsunami. Even though the Foundation has lost a lot of staff members, they are still doing fine compared to Laplace. My younger brother was a good example. He was the most sensible person I have ever known. On the first day of the second reverse, he told me, in a calm manner,
At least we have reaffirmed that Newton was right. There was never an arrow of time in classical mechanics. Neither in relativity nor quantum mechanics. That means this is absolutely normal. Whether the time goes backwards or forwards, even if it starts spinning around like a tabletop football player, they're not against the law of physics. We can go back in time and give Poincaré a medal of great profit.
The next day he almost fell off the 6th floor due to excessive drinking.
When you study physics and stuff and you think you understand science and then everything gets turned on its head and you're watching people die around you, probably going crazy.
All the perceptions of time and space developed to this day were overthrown. We couldn't find any theories to explain the storm in any existing researches. There could only be two reasons for this situation. Either we've been completely wrong all the time, or we've come to a brand new world. And this new world can never make sense in the way of science, or that of physics. It cannot be verified by an independent third party, and it is impossible to be comprehended through reasoning. Is it true that we have been going the wrong way? Is it true that those once proven wrong by history, those arcanists who claim to possess gnosis, are actually on the right path? In fact, the one who put an end to the chaos was indeed not a human. This thing, I had no idea what it was. It claimed to be a machine which never stops working. It laughed at the limitations of our brains and the metaphysical mistakes we make ceaselessly.
I think I've seen a picture of this
But it
thing.
did solve the most urgent issue,
There was like a
system was built
female
to tackle
robot.
storm-relevant emergencies after it took charge of Laplace.
Okay, so the robot's in charge of
The
Laplace?
first measure it adopted was contacting all the existing branches of the Foundations at the time to confirm the scale of available manpower. Then it built observation stations all over the globe to find if there were any other regions immune to the storm.
That would make so much sense. We've kind of just been thinking that, oh, you know, the Foundation's horrible because it's run by a bunch of greedy humans. But if some of the big factions are literally run by, like, artificially intelligent machines, of course they're gonna make mechanical decisions. Of course they're gonna make big sacrifices, because they don't care. It's efficient. Huh.
After that, numerous offices responsible for deducing the cause of the storm were established. Even though there were countless disagreements during the research, at least we had taken the first step. I handed in the application to take part in this mission, determined to get rid of the fog in my mind. In 1986, I was assigned to the office in Egypt. All my friends came to the dock to see me off, because we knew it could be the final goodbye. Even though we were equipped with the emergency communication devices issued by Laplace, we were still not clear when the storm would assault us, or where we could hide nearby. What really scared me was not the threat to my life, but the possibility of dying ignorant. Then I boarded the ship to Alexandria from Athens. And that was when I met her. Now when I recall it, it was almost impossible to ignore that group of arcanists on the ship.
I wonder if it's going to be Arcana.
There were about a dozen of them, all in eccentric stitched robes. They were followers of a strange school which mixes arcanum and mathematics. I talked to them. No matter how much that conversation bewilders me now, I was more excited than confused at the time. They also survived the storm in 1996, and they noticed the unusual changes taking place in the world as well. That means I actually met another group of survivors from the Millennium.
Is this maybe 37's mom, Sophia's dad? Because so far they've only gone through 2 reverses, right? So that means this is 2 years after it started?
Wait! A school of arcanists who survived the storm?
Okay. Interesting lore bombs. They are continuing. One of them's a redhead.
A mixture of arcanum and mathematics. The ship on the Mediterranean. Unbelievable. Our investigator actually met this group of arcanists who believed in numbers, and even left such a precious record down on paper.
Does it mean we are close to being helpful to Vertin?
Yes, I think it means that you should somehow smuggle this report to Vertin. Chief Assistant of the assistant lets out a cheer.
Certainly, it's what we deserve for all the efforts today. But why did they leave such an important report in the reference room storing unnecessary information? Did they misput it here after the chaos of the storm?
Or did someone want to make it disappear? Their confusion aside, Matilda turns to the next page of the record.
Among them, the most easygoing one was Hugh. He was an engineer as well as an arcanist. We shared the same preference for human technology, and that became our common topic. Hugh was in his 30s, red-haired, cheeks sunken, and deeply depressed due to some kind of eye disease.
This is gonna be Sophia's dad.
He was a decent man, with a prudent attitude, working at a desk most of the time. He reminded me of the imperial miniature painting artists in the Sultan's palace. Most of them ended up blind after toiling for their life. He showed me the picture of his daughter. I don't have children, but I could feel his happiness as a father.
Yeah. Okay. Assuming this is the same ship, then that would imply that 37's mom should be here
Although
too.
I got along well with Hugh, he seemed quite out of place among that group, which was actually led by her.
Her?
I don't know what words to use to describe her. She was like a meteor shower, a tempest, or an unreasonable catastrophe itself. Her existence was just like her name. It was simple, yet implied a lot. Please forgive me for my cowardice. Even now, I don't have the courage to write down her name. If one would call that a name.
Because it was a number.
In fact, she was quite a kind, warm-hearted person. Among all the unregistered arcanists I've met, she was one of the nicest ones towards the Foundation. She looked young, even though I heard she had a daughter too. Besides, she still possessed the innocence of a child, and that kind of excitement exclusive for genius. That's right. It seemed the whole world was like a sparkling toy to her.
Aw, this is so nice to... I was so curious about their parents and didn't think we'd get story about them this fast.
Our communication was heart-stirring at the beginning. Both of us were eager to find out what was happening, like two shipwrecked victims grappling at each other on the sea. But I didn't have the slightest idea what she was talking about, actually. The problem was not the typical communication issues between humans and arcanists. I was sure the language we used didn't pose any obstacles, but still I couldn't understand any words of hers. I would believe that one is highly intelligent if one can name all the factors of 11,567 without thinking. But what this one said was illogical nonsense which no one could ever imagine. She claimed that there is a world of numbers, above all else, where the non-physical essences of all things exist in the form of timeless, absolute, unchangeable ideas, and that the physical world where the time flows is nothing but an appendage, which has never been real or true. And that's why the chaos in this world is not worth any attention, and we should focus on what happened to the supreme existence. What an utter disaster combining modern maths with ancient superstition. I saw another hubristic arcanist pretending to be the prophet by reliving Platonism.
It's interesting that these people basically believe something happened to God, or whatever they consider God.
I don't even bother to mention the balderdash on soul numbers. Even the New Age movement could use some of her absurdity. But that was not yet the end. She even claimed to be aware of the exact year when the next reverse would happen. But when I asked her about it seriously, she said,
My apologies. I've made an oath. I shall and only shall reveal the demonstration to people who have their own soul numbers.
I'm not sure whether she was making fun of me or being serious, but I had this feeling that she was eager to tell me how she was granted the secret through a moment of afflatus. It seemed she just saw through the laws behind all things instead of finding them through logical deduction.
Can't you see it? It is right in front of you.
After I expressed my inability to comprehend her words 30 times, she finally gave up and proffered regrets. I'd rather take it as a new kind of humiliation. What really irritated me about her, however, was her contempt towards science and all the scientific research methods. As far as I'm concerned, the value of a theory lies in its reliability, universality, and generalizability. Our pursuit of the truth has laid the foundation of modern science, allowing us to change the world. Yet, in her eyes, the value of a theory lies in its beauty. I talked to her on the current situation, and I told her how we would save lives and preserve the hard-earned technology of mankind if we could find the pattern of the storm. It was of course not an easy thing to do and would take enormous manpower, so I asked her sincerely to join the Foundation. Yet again she responded with contempt. She believed they would only become another military squad of the Foundation's.
Darling, maths are beautiful for their uselessness. That's why it remains noble and graceful in this sordid world, despite you humans' reckless action of using it to calculate ballistic.
She turned down my invitation and left an unfairly negative comment on our storm observation project.
The observation stations you built are destined to be toppled because their basis is the fragile world that follows the laws of physics. The efforts you've made are like nails on a sand beach, which will only be carried away by the next tidal wave.
I mean, she's not wrong.
But I said, perhaps our efforts are in vain, but someone has to do it. We will try every corner of the beach before making the conclusion that the world we are living in is already a hopeless ruin.
What a pragmatic, rigorous, and rational speech. But dear, the world is a hopeless ruin.
The conversation ended in disagreement. I don't know why arcanists hate the world so much. Perhaps the reason is they have never been truly accepted. To this day, I still remember her venomous conclusion.
The world built on past experiences has ended. In your words, which you used to mock us, why not embrace the reality?
Yet about the Gnosis which she deeply believed in, and the so-called prophecies she made through numbers, she had never given any proofs or details that showed rigorous logic.
It's interesting. And yeah, no, she, go embrace reality. Go outside, you'll see
And
what
the reason
happens.
for her inactions was an oath she had made before some stone? Therefore I believed her words were only the nonsense of a lunatic. When we first met, I thought she was different from all those psychos, who mistook the malfunction of their prefrontal cortex as the will of God. But they turned out to be the same. In the name of human sense, I swore everything she said was absurd and ridiculous to me.
Until the storm struck?
Madame Z said the arcanists on that island are all named after numbers because they have a strong belief that numbers are the essence of their souls. The investigator wouldn't write down her name. Is it because of the conflict between their beliefs?
Tilda turns to the next page eagerly as if checking a novel brought in class by some undisciplined student. But the reality welcomes her with an empty page.
Huh? That's all?
Maybe because the story ends with an abrupt stop, or the hope just raised has been dashed down, Matilda clenches her handkerchief with her sweaty palm.
Submitting such an unfinished report would only cause problems for the reviewers and evaluators, but this investigator didn't even write down their name.
Maybe they didn't finish the report, Matilda.
Don't worry, Miss Burnish. I'm familiar with this situation. Every time after the brave Typhon defeats Jupiter, he returns to the Auto Island. But each time we twist the ear of Mr. Glassbox, Typhon will show up again and again. Ms. Moisson told me the ear is the key to bringing back our hope.
Wait, don't tell me you are talking about the shows on the mechanical television?
Knowing the monitor assistant's confusion, the enthusiastic young lady starts looking around for the ear that carries all her hope. It's always funny people get upset with people. It's like, oh, you're talking about some fictional story? And it's like, hey, a fictional story can give you hope. It can give you ideas.
Stop, Miss Sotheby. Please, take a seat on the cushion and listen to me carefully. This is a detailed report written by a formal investigator of the Foundations, not some TV show full of cliffhangers. That means we will definitely find the rest somewhere.
Oh, I see. Must be a Coco treant who took away the other part of the book. Usually, they will be attracted by Luna Fixer, and by following their traces, we'll find their lairs in the stable.
You mean someone took it away? That's highly possible. Data loss is not allowed in the Foundation, especially under the Monitor Assistant's management.
We must prepare Luna Fixer. Don't forget their favorite jigging magical beans. I don't have those materials with me right now, but I can write to them. It only takes a month.
Oh my gosh. A month? The disconcerting conversation is clearly too much for this rigorous monitor assistant.
Nuh-uh, we don't need that.
After taking a deep breath, Matilda takes out her crystal orb. Yeah, she's just gonna scry where it is. An ambitious smile spreads over her face.
You've perfectly accomplished the task from me when you found this valuable report. Well done, Assistant Sotheby. Now it's time for the great Matilda to show a little bit of her greatness.
I'm really curious where this is going. Nope. There's no moonlight during the daytime. But the moon is not the only choice for divination.
Judging from the omen, it's at the northwest, the beginning and the ending of the ring, where the wall reflects repeatedly.
Holding the crystal orb with both hands, Matilda keeps adjusting her position while trying to figure out the vague vision in the sphere. Sotheby follows her with a curious face.
The northwest of SPDM. This one is straightforward. The beginning and the ending of the ring is not a problem either. The icon of the computing center is exactly the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail. Here we are. But where the wall reflects repeatedly, does that mean a closed room with mirrors? The mirror in the display center is a huge kinescope in the wall. And the one in the airtight laboratory is a crystal clear observation window. The one in the rehab center? No. The mirrors in the operation room have been replaced with curved electronic screens of steel structure after that Xenopilot made a scene.
Whoops. Lilia may have done some things.
Where is the answer?
She slowly turns around, trying to find the perfect angle for a clearer vision. A white figure storms away from her side, almost bumping off the orb she tightly holds.
Hey! You just hit me! Shouldn't you apologize?
Where did you come from, dork? Wasting my time?
Man groans a curse and hastily leaves this place with his hands covering his nose and mouth.
What? How could he say that? That's rude!
That gentleman doesn't look well. He's covering his face. His nose is running with purple liquid. Oh dear. Did he drink a whole bottle of purple Chrysandra juice? He needs treatment immediately. Oh, if only I had brought the Phoenix heart nerves with me.
He ran towards the rehab center. Nothing to worry about. Just another patient trying to prove he has recovered.
Hasty Man has disappeared completely. The little incident doesn't raise anyone's attention.
The rehab center has all the facilities and medicines he needs. He will be properly treated. But why is he wearing the uniform of Laplace? And where's the receptionist here?
Lobby of the Scientific Computing Center welcomes them with a deafening silence. The counter is no longer busy with people, but with an auto-recognition device instead.
Does everyone go to the weekend party night?
Probing around the counter, the temporary investigator seems determined to dig out a party gramophone from somewhere.
Absolutely not. The researchers here are too busy to do that. The computing center is working on the most urgent and vital project, the research on the immunity to the storm. We should not disturb them unless it's an emergency. So please stop calling the office and put down the telephone, Miss Sotheby. This is not the ear of a tea kettler, and it won't take you to any twist balls.
The monitor assistant can't stand the difference in their terminology anymore.
Je sais qu'elle est débutante, mais quand même elle est trop bizarre.
I know she's a rookie, but even so, she's way too unbelievable.
New members with caution on patience trigger the afflatus at the right time. J'avoue que Verten a remporté une victoire temporaire sur ça.
Gosh. Rumbling is interrupted by the owner of the cheerful footsteps.
Miss Boonish, I just read the map on the counter. You mentioned where the wall reflects repeatedly. Does the vision refer to the racquetball center here? You see, its icon is a bouncing ball.
Let me take a look.
I swear to God, if they like run into Z here.
Found it. This is really the right direction. Next, empty boxes, glasswares, and copper pieces. Looks like our destination has piles of metal.
Vision in the orb is growing clearer, proving that they're heading in the right direction. That eases Matilda's upset mind.
Good job, Assistant Sotheby. I have to say, I might have gone a bit too hard on you. You are more capable than I thought. Thanks to your prompt reminder, we have saved quite some time.
Sotheby is glad to help.
Young lady gladly hops along the way, while she doesn't give up peering at Matilda's crystal orb.
Miss Boonish, since you're such a talented diviner, why don't you just divine the reason for the storm with your inherited arcanum ability? According to Ms. Moisson, the reason still remains a mystery. If the crystal orb can reveal its truth, everything will be much easier for Vertin and her team.
Divine the reason for the storm?
This is gonna upset her a lot. She almost drops the orb. Brave assumption astonishes this great diviner. She almost dropped the orb.
That's impossible for sure. It's a typical mistake of laymen to believe one can see everything through divination. You are an expert on potions and arcane creatures, but you have little knowledge on other subjects. Haven't you received
Divination
any
guides you, it
education
does not
on
tell you
arcanum?
answers.
Education in Arcanum? I'm of course well educated in Arcanum, with Ms. Moisson as my tutor, And my arcane friends such as Typhon from the Auto Island, Jupiter, and...
Alright, enough.
She doesn't want to hear about no cartoons. She shakes her head, stopping her from listing another name for an arcane creature that nobody has ever heard of.
I have understood the fact that the education you have received is not systematical, or say incomplete, imperfect, inelegant.
Oh no.
But don't worry, because you are talking to the kind-hearted Matilda. She will spend her valuable time to make it up for you.
Oh my gosh. Will she now? How kind of her. Great Monitor Assistant clears her throat and starts recalling what she learned when she was 12.
In fact, the system of arcanum knowledge is not completely separated from that of human science. For example, the modern pharmacy and chemistry actually originated from the experiments of potions and alchemy in the ancient times.
Matilda, we're supposed to be looking for papers.
They developed into two different systems because
She got
arcanists
distracted.
focused more on the knowledge ignored by scientists, which is gnosis. The knowledge we learn from divination is exactly under this category.
Wow.
Sotheby's eyes light up with amazement. Matilda takes out her notebook and draws a brief sketch in it.
Let me fill you in with more details. If two human researchers test Snell's law at two different places at the same time without making any mistakes, they will always reach the same conclusion. Or if two potionists use the same ingredients and follow the same formula to make the cough cough stop stop potion separately, their products will also have similar effects.
Scientific.
However, if two diviners respectively perform divination on the same thing, they will probably see totally different visions.
Because it's things that would guide them to the right answer.
Because what the divination shows is merely omens. The interpretation of these omens is in fact a kind of subjective deduction based on the reality, and there is no such thing as a standard answer. Even if the two diviners draw the same conclusion, it is more of a coincidence than a result that implies generalizability. So diviners never check the accuracy of their divination through the review of peers. And this is an example of gnosis. Unlike human sense, it is unique and possesses no universality.
Huh. You know, they did a bad job of explaining Gnosis before. Because they talked about how Arcanists have their Gnosis. So Gnosis isn't a single thing, it's like... it's their personal understanding and, I guess, their personal studies, and it's something that they can't really share with anyone else because their arcane ability is unique. She puts it away and wiggles her index finger.
In other words, even if someone finds out a reason for the storm through divination, they can't have other diviners verify it, because 100 different diviners will give out 100 different conclusions. The scene will be even busier than a concert at Musikverein. That being said, the more possible result we get from the divination is nothing. Divination cannot bring knowledge which the diviners have never learned. The divination of such world-class knowledge, as complicated as the reason for the storm, can only be performed by world-class diviners. We may find one or two diviners like that if time continues to be reversed. Like Nostradamus. But he lived in the 16th century. Besides, even Nostradamus is not always right.
But Miss Buaniche is. Thanks to your divination, we're getting closer and closer to that report, right?
You are right! Finding items, interpreting dreams, and making simple prophecies. All these things are just a breeze for the bright and clever Matilda.
Sotheby is accidentally stroking Matilda's ego.
But inquiring about the storm is beyond my ability, and it will only bring misfortune. I will never make such a stupid mistake.
This makes me want to bring out my divination stuff. It's been a while since I've used my tarot cards and things.
In fact, this half of the report and the handwriting of the author are perfect divination media. Besides, our target is not far away from us, and I'm familiar with the surroundings, which have made things much easier than usual. It is true diviners can improve the accuracy and controllability of their gnosis by practicing repeatedly, holding the rituals properly, and making targeted preparations. But that still doesn't mean the result will be absolutely accurate.
Matilda, your ego is slowing us down again. Sotheby nods. No one can tell from her face whether she truly understands the announcement or not. Reading the vision in the orb, Matilda leads Sotheby around another corner nimbly.
The report says that person who mentioned the School of Numbers claimed she was enlightened about the year of the next storm. Is that also by divination?
I am not sure what kind of arcane skills they used, but numbers are indeed a kind of omen too. I am not talking about the specific knowledge of mathematics, but the numbers themselves, because they are even more abstract than images and languages as kind of symbol. Even so, there is no way for us to verify this prophet, unless it really comes true.
Meanwhile, Verton on the island. Oh my god, they predicted them all. She's like, oh, we'd have to verify this, Verton. Oh my god, it's true.
That is also why it takes almost nothing to spread a prophecy. My mother told me many people in the outside world write to the Foundation every day, claiming to be prophets who can predict the doomsday and thus requesting unemployment benefits.
The Tuesday? Unemployment benefits? Oh my! The outside world is far more wonderful than I thought. How fascinating!
Oh my
This
gosh,
Burnish
Sotheby.
is even greater than I expected.
You bet!
These two are going to be good friends.
Wait, did you mean I was not the greatest?
I think Verton reserved that spot. Sorry, Matilda. They have reached the end of the corridor. Tilda puts away the orb and looks at a wooden door with no sign in front of her. This is where the vision leads them to, the room next to the racquetball center.
Here we are, Miss Sotheby. Now, this is the moment to verify the result of my divination.
Squeak. She opens the door with a slight push. To be continued. God damn it. We're gonna watch it right away, but like, god damn it. Oh, hey, there's still some of these things. Wait, is this gonna be the talking lady? Where's the guy with the deep voice?
If you look at the ground after the rain, you can often see a wet, long trail, like this one. At the end of the trail, there may be a snail slowly crawling forward. Yes, forward. The snail marks the direction for us. But what if we don't see any snails at either end? How are we going to distinguish the direction to the future from that to the past?
I mean, we need something.
Criterion. Well said, darling. To figure something out, you always need to make deductions based on facts and logical reasoning. What you see is not necessarily true, but what is logical is, because we haven't witnessed or experienced anything illogical so far. If something like that actually happens, it must be because we are too ignorant to understand it for the moment.
That's the whole idea behind science.
This point was firmly believed by those researchers who worked in the house like canned sardines. It remained true to them until the first drop of rain rose. The sardines suddenly found that the knowledge they possessed couldn't support the point anymore. The can was opened, revealing a completely different thinking pattern to them, Whatever they used to mend the can, there was still a crevice left between the inside and the outside, and it could be ripped open again at any time.
What happened then?
The chaos didn't last. If it really was the rain that swept away the snail and messed up time, then we should look at the silver lining. Does it mean we will find out the truth of time once the secret of the rain is revealed? There has never been a shortcut like this one, since time is only an intangible concept. So then, observation stations were built all over the globe. The staff learned how to collect and keep the valuable samples efficiently, in no time. The little boxes they used to store the raindrops are still being upgraded even now. Order and silence were brought back to the labs. Every piece of gear was placed back on the right track. It was a grand feat, and no one could have accomplished it inside this huge, cumbersome machine, except another machine. She took no sides and sought only predictable results.
And again, it makes sense why the Foundation is so obsessed with logic if one of the head members is a machine.
That's why she made a decision as soon as she read that report and its attachment on her desk. The former was about a delicate component which flapped like a butterfly in that huge machine. And the latter was a piece of paper full of circles and dots. Then she stored the information on her hard disk and destroyed the report.
Or so she thought.
And the paper which claimed to have recorded the locations where the storm might happen, yes, the one with the butterfly-like drawings, was retained for data comparison. It seems she's satisfied with the result.
The kind of messed up part of that means that the Foundation had a list of dates that when it was most likely going to happen, and they probably didn't believe them. If they were in this report. I guess we'll see. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Let's see, where's this going? The light is dim here. Archive cabinets and unorganized files are everywhere, punctuated by strange devices in lapless style. It seemed like an abandoned utility room.
Where are we? Lost and found at the racquetball center?
She waves away the dust and struggles her way along toppling cabinets.
The orb showed copper pieces. We need to find something that seems to be locked, but is actually not. Aha! Found it! Nothing can stop the genius, Matilda.
She finds what she's looking for in a rusty drawer. Low priority, huh? Obviously the report had been here for a very long time. Its corners curl because of the damp air. Luckily the writing is still recognizable.
The trip to Egypt didn't go smoothly. The ship was hit by a common storm at sea. We were lost in the fog after that, completely off course. Then something emerged from the water. Since the first storm, the Foundation has received frequent sightings of arcane creatures which should have been extinct in history. I had no idea what I was shooting at, even after I emptied the clip. And I didn't know what to do, so the arcanists brought us back on course. She named the precise longitude and latitude of our location, even without using the sextant in the spare cabin. I wonder how she did that. Perhaps the world did look different in her eyes. Then when I was about to step on a random plank on the ship, she suddenly dragged me back. I thought it was only an inappropriate joke. But the next second, the plank broke. I was stunned, and as to how she saw that coming, she just answered me as if we were talking about the weather.
Because that plank is deformed like a rhombus.
I was confused. Where is the rhombus? She laughed.
The rhombus can't be seen with eyes. You shall close your eyes, hearken to the teaching of the Supreme Existence, and seize the moment of afflatus.
Of course, I didn't see anything. Nor did I understand what the moment of afflatus was. Perhaps it's just another privilege enjoyed by arcanists, just like their right to be lunatic.
I love how this person is 1/4 Arcanist and they're still saying this stuff.
Nevertheless, she reached the correct conclusion in a completely wrong way. Is it really possible?
Is it really wrong if she got the right conclusion?
Anyway, she saved my life. But that was not enough to settle the differences between us. She remained rejective to working with the Foundation, and I finally gave up on the attempt to persuade them. My mission on that trip was not to make contact with them. Besides, what we needed was builders of the storm observation system, not some liars who would only make things worse. As for the shelter they took from the storm, she wouldn't say a word, as if she were dealing with a spy who pried to find out the deepest secrets of the Arcanists. In the end, Hugh mediated between us. He gave me an address in Istanbul to which I could send the letters to contact them. After that, I spent more than half a year in the Egypt office. Things were even worse there than I expected. Some have gone missing after the storm. The people who were supposed to be in the Egypt office, according to the member list stored in the headquarters in 1985, were not there when I arrived. The situation could be caused by the limitations of the transmission of paper-based materials, or because the computer was not yet popularized to every corner of the globe at the time. One minor mistake of a copyist could develop into a huge difference. Besides that, the chaos inside Laplace was an even worse issue. I learned that someone published the paper Samplings of Global and Regional Chaotic Energy Route Changes in the name of Butterfly of Lorentz. Apparently, they secretly used our sampling sites, yet their research direction and conclusion were radically different from Laplace's. The researchers equally divided into two schools. One sticking to the human technology they have focused on, and one changing their direction to Arcanum. At the time, it was still too early to decide which direction was right, without sufficient experimental data.
Yeah, that's science. You'd have to experiment with both.
But many already believed that if time continued to be reversed, human
I guess
technology would
people are
only keep falling
desperate,
into decline, while Arcanum, which relies on personal ability, would rise again. It's true that Gnosis cannot be copied, verified by an independent third party, or comprehended through reasoning. Its nature decides that it cannot lay the foundation of science or be popularized to every ordinary person. It takes solid marble to build a castle, not slippery sand. Even so, what harm will it do to rely on Arcanum when the underlying logic of all things has become unreasonable?
Fair.
Before the disagreement was settled, the storm in 1987 was predicted. We were ordered to return to the headquarters 24 hours before its arrival. But the prediction was not accomplished by Laplace. A captive from Manus Vindictae names the precise date of that storm. Our enemies, those lunatic xenophobes, valuing only pure blood, made it further than we did. Yes, we built observation stations, we made countless deductions, we developed multiple simulation models.
I mean, to be fair, if something illogical is happening, how do you think you're gonna solve it with logic? It's still the one thing I find funny with this story and the characters, and I feel like that's something they're bringing up a lot. If if the storm is arcane in nature, maybe it can't be solved with science.
We made efforts, we sacrificed life, we did whatever we could. Yet the result was that we didn't find any other regions immune to the storm, except the headquarters and another one in North America. In the end, 95% of the branch members were reversed, 87.9% of the equipment was destroyed, and 100% of our predictions failed. In conclusion, our endeavor brought no achievements. As for the captive from Manus Vindictae, the delirium patient who claims that oracles flowed under his parietal bone, when we asked him how he learns the precise date of the storm, he burst into laughter.
Can't you hear it? Has God left you behind when he spread his grace?
Then, he smashed his own skull with a handcuff. Yes, there was no doubt. He was an incurable lunatic. But his insane nonsense was exactly the reason we survived the storm again. No matter how unreasonable or illogical it was, or how much a lie it sounded like. So we'd better believe we shouldn't go out in black today because the fish is swimming in the water.
Maybe.
We better believe in the existence of the non-physical, everlasting, transcendent world where everyone's soul is a number.
I mean, it's just a representation. I don't know if anyone else here has ever looked into divination and stuff. Like I said, I've done tarot cards, I've used pendulums, whatever else. It's a guidance type thing, right? It's never meant to be accurate. It's never meant to be exact. It's all interpretation. And even if you completely take metaphysical stuff, spiritual stuff out of it, it's just a way to get you thinking and trying to do something. And the whole idea is that everything means something different to someone else, right? A certain color could mean happy things to one person and sad things to another. Same idea with like numbers and whatnot. It's just a way of helping you think of things you might not have thought about.
Better believe in the supreme existence, which caused the disorder of time by merely casting its shadow. That means the life of individuals means nothing more than rubbish, and the world is but an imperfect ruin, where only the chosen ones will pass the trial, where the rest will be eliminated by the rain. How am I supposed to do that? Finally, I made up my mind to write to her. I didn't expect her to answer my questions. All I wanted was to confirm if she had survived that storm. For the sake of our peaceful talk about the rhombus. Yet what I heard from them was a simple announcement of her death, with only 2 words.
She died.
She died. Then it burned and turned to ashes in a second. On the same day, the first and only timekeeper who just took office, the 12-year-old child, returned alone from the storm.
Oh, this was the same storm. Oh God. So this happened at the events at the end of chapter 3. So the same storm that killed or reversed like 37's mom, Sophia's dad, all of Verton's friends. Damn.
She told us the time in the outside world at that point. And that was how I knew she was right.
It is right in front of you.
What? If there is a God, why are you playing such a prank on us? After we had suffered from the collapse of all the existing orders and the failure of all the great laws. If this is what she calls a glimpse of the supreme existence, the moment of afflatus, do you have to present it in such a cruel way? The last 2 digits in the number of the year after that storm were exactly her name and her number.
Oh, fuck. I want to know this number now. Shit, I need to look back at the... Oh, what was the 4th one? Please say it.
77.
Okay, 77. The report ends here. 2 digits. That's the full stop of the story.
Incroyable! Incroyable! C'est vrai! Quelqu'un a vraiment fait cette prophétie!
Unbelievable, unbelievable. It's actually true. Someone did make that prophecy.
Destin and Soneto will be thrilled to know what we found! Well done, Miss Sotheby! You performed as well as a formal investigator! We need to submit this report to your instructor immediately!
Please send it to Verton directly. Grabbing the papers tightly, Matilda turns around with excitement. Sotheby isn't the person standing there.
What are you doing in other people's rooms?
Huh. Who's this dude? The report is snatched away.
This is my personal item. You have no rights to take it. Please leave immediately.
A personal item? This is a precious record that should have been submitted to the Foundation. According to Administration and Regulations for Dispatch Personnel, St. Pavlov Foundation Decree number 259, every member of the Foundation, when acting as a field investigator, is required to create a comprehensive investigation report of all their actions and promptly submit it.
And they are obliged to ensure the authenticity, objectivity, and impartiality of the report. No personal bias is allowed in the content. If you have read this report, miss, you should know that it's not even qualified to be filed.
There's no letter or anything. I do know they posted like a video short of this guy. I haven't watched it. I've ignored the video shorts they've posted about characters I didn't recognize. Cool design, though. I'm confused by the thing on his shoulder, but... It almost looks like a, I can't remember what you would call it, but something for, like, encryption. A way to decode something.
But this is an emergency!
The Storm Information Act is still new to her. She can't think of any articles to support her point of view. She racks her brains for words, but before she makes it, the other person starts talking with one of his eyebrows raised.
I can tell from your uniform, you are a student of SPDM, or... This is Laplace. Do you have your guardian's approval to leave the school, Miss Underage Student?
Approval? I don't need that. I am not a student. You are talking to the exceptionally promoted monitor assistant of SPDM. Here is my ID.
She holds her ID card high as if she's holding the flag of liberty, but she is ignored. The adult walks directly to a swivel chair in the room and pays attention to an educational toy on the table.
Did you just ignore a formal administrator of the Foundation? This monitor assistant will report every
Oh my
misbehavior
gosh.
of yours.
Fucking
Every
Matilda.
little bit of them.
Wordless, the monitor assistant can't be more embarrassed in her life. She looks around just to find that Sotheby is gone. Luckily, the chief assistant learns faster than she expects. The familiar sing-song tone is making a report. Her own tutor outside the half-open door.
We found that report here. The great Miss Buonation I discovered some important information. I came to you and Madame Z immediately after we read it. Miss Buonish, why are you confronting Mr. Chair?
Sotheby stands at the door, her head is tilted. 2 adults are behind her.
I didn't expect to see the second half of that report here in your room, Adler.
Adler, that's his name. This time, the owner of the voice can't be ignored. Swivel chair unwillingly turns around.
Don't call me that, friend. Why not just call me Enigma? Just like everyone else. Relax. I know nicknames mean no harm.
Wait, Enigma, like... Wait, I was just saying it reminded me of a decoding machine. Wasn't there a coder-decoder called the Enigma machine? Yeah! The Enigma machine was a cipher... Okay, I love that. I love the character design already. They actually designed him in a way I was able to figure out what that was. And that's actually what he's named after. Okay, that's cool. So when does this guy become playable? He looks cool as hell.
But I don't understand. How is a report filled with meaningless words of any concern to you, Madam Z?
It provides information about the Arcanist group Virgin is now dealing with. If possible, please give it to me.
Of course. How can I turn down a request from Constantine's chief of staff?
Damn, Z's a little higher ranked than I realized.
Take it away. I hope you don't mind the mold on it.
Researcher stays seated on the chair and casually hands out the report. Madam Z smiles. She seems glad to see that Enigma still has the energy to be sarcastic. But clearly the monitor assistant can't tolerate such a blatant violation of the staff regulations.
Please pay attention to your manners and do not bring disgrace to the computing center, Mr. Rude.
Mr. Rude. So many references in a single game. Yeah, I mean, most games do it, right? A lot of them are a little more subtle with them. Like, Honkai does it as well. Honkai does so many references. Specifically Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know about other Final Fantasies. But I think the fact that Reverse not only has this big fantasy world that they're trying to fill with stories, but it also messes with time. So they can jump to different time periods and use actual history and items to add to the story. It's so cool. I love it. Miss Moisson taps her on the shoulder and quickly looks in the direction of the door.
Ms. Buanish? Ms. Sotheby? You've done a great job. I'm sure what you have found would be of great help to Timekeeper. And I will report your active performance in this mission to SPDM as soon as possible, Miss Buanish. We need to further analyze the files you found. The first on the scene could provide more detailed information. Let's get out of here.
Contribution exceptionnelle!
Matilda was excited. But yeah, I still love that the whole idea of the island, the whole idea of these people that study numbers is based on a real group of people from history. Right? It's based on Pythagoreanism. And when I started doing research on that and looking it up, people who followed Pythagoreanism believed it was a sin to eat beans. And the reason they thought it was a sin to eat beans is because beans have a flesh-like texture, and they believed that they carried the souls of the dead. And now the weird-ass rule in the story actually makes sense. Like, it's wild to me that that was literally just history. I'm learning history and weird stuff from this game. It's so fun seeing the inspirations. Keywords give this young monitor assistant a giddy pleasure. She can't help but ignore everything else Miss Moisson says.
Oh la la, exceptionnel! No, no. Calme-toi, Matilda. I didn't accomplish it alone. Assistant Sotheby also played a significant role. Hooray!
The quietest hooray ever. A loud cheer interrupts Matilda's mumbling. That was quite quiet, actually.
Say, Miss Burnish, we can start preparing the balloons and flowers for the twist ball.
Oh my god.
speaking of which, this monitor assistant still needs to think about it. By the way, just call me Matilda.
She struggles to get out of Sotheby's passionate hug. The great joy brought by Miss Moisson makes her actions clumsy. Sharing and discussing, the girls leave the room. Madame Z carefully puts the valuable report away. Researcher swivels the chair again, hides himself in the fortress made of dusty items. And is this when she asks, why do you have this? Because this was supposed to be a report that was destroyed. He talks through cabinets and equipments in a slow manner.
There will be no advance in human technology. You think so? Even the Madame Z has given up on the study of theoretical physics and become a politician.
No. I've never thought of that.
How far back does the log go? How far back?
The last 2 digits in the number of...
Okay. I was wondering if it could have been Z, but it doesn't really sound much like her unless it's like a really young Z. But she didn't sound... the voice didn't sound Chinese. Turns to the door with a faint smile. Click. The door is closed. Yeah, this feels like a point where there's going to be one more quest. But we'll see. Maybe there'll be more. Oh, yeah, this has to be the last one. It's the one that gives the reward. I'm so excited we get to upgrade the wilderness again. I want more space. Okay. New direction, huh? The dramas have ended. All is profoundly hushed in this cold and dark room. The researcher sighs and starts settling the messy papers and dusty tools on the table. Why is it mistaken for a utility room? Is it because of the mess? Metallic footsteps come from outside the door.
I am astonished by the fact that you are interacting with others.
There she is. Another trespasser.
They broke in.
Yeah, except this guy works for this trespasser. He can't do shit about it. The robot in charge of the Laplace Scientific Computing Center shrugs and refuses to make any comments. She has already heard all the information she needs in the corridor.
If it was a complaint that you were making, you know it is within your rights to submit an interdepartmental complaint within 7 days after the incident.
Don't bother. That file means nothing to me. I didn't file it because it is a report against the rules. Why bother to submit such a log full of personal feelings and emotional behaviors to our great, rigorous foundation?
Is that so? I am gratified to find that you still have some sense.
I too.
Also,
am
why did they
gratified
make
that
this
you still
fucking
have
robot
no
lady so
idea
damn
that I was being
curvy?
sarcastic.
Whoever designed this character is very thirsty for robots.
Oh, that was sarcasm.
Never mind. What do you want from
Madame
me,
Lucy?
Madame Lucy?
He asks as he bends down and organizes the papers scattered all over the place. This is the best effort he cares to make to receive a guest.
You went all the way to this dusty, rundown place so hurriedly that you even forgot to put on that pathetic mask. This is not because of some old files, I assume.
Faceless robot inclines its head in agreement.
Certainly.
Didn't put on a mask, so you're telling me this robot has like a fake identity it keeps? Does it normally wear like a human face?
I hope you can be the cryptographer of the Manus Vindictae's ritual. You are still the best.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Is
You
it to
are
try and
asking
understand
me,
it?
a human, to decode the ritual of a pureblood arcanist group? I don't see how I'll be helpful to this project.
You cannot evaluate your own level of being of value, Adler.
Researcher keeps unfolding more dusty folders without raising his eyes from the table. Cryptographer and Enigma, it's so on the nose. Yeah, it's way on the nose. Friggin' Enigma machine. Which, might I add, now that I actually look, is that an Enigma machine right fucking there? Let me look up a picture. I think that might be an Enigma machine right there on his desk. Yeah, that is 100% a fucking Enigma machine right there. It's like, wait a second. I recognize that. That's an Enigma machine. There is 2 Enigmas in this room. For people who don't know how an Enigma machine worked, it had roles that helped deal with the encryption, but it also had all these things at the front, which you had wires, and you would connect wires to different points in the front. And you had to have the exact same configuration, and if you did, it would be able to decrypt a message. And otherwise, it was like a typewriter. So you type in your message, and it would print out an encrypted message, and then someone else would take your encrypted one. They'd have to have the same settings as yours, flip it to decrypt, and then they can they just type your encrypted message, and out comes the real message. It's a really cool thing. Made a long time ago. People are crazy smart. But yeah, I remember looking up those before, because they're just cool. That's the kind of thing I would love to have one, just because I think it's interesting as hell. I probably wouldn't use it. It's cool.
Well, you evaluate our value. Test us in experiments you set. Prove the hypotheses by exhaustion. Make mistakes and start all over again. You repeat the process like a roaring locomotive that pulls the research center out of this chaotic disaster. You question not what is ahead of you, nor whether the path you've taken will be regular or easy. The only idea you planted into your little brain is to move forward, to improve.
Makes sense. I mean, if it's an intelligent machine, the machine's gonna want progress.
Thank you for your compliment. Credit goes to everyone.
That was not even a... Miss Gaaaah.
I didn't recognize that language. I don't know what language he speaks.
Guess you agree. A life without creativity is not worth living. And that's the life that I wake up to every day. I'm no longer the person you thought you came here for. I'll never be able to combine human technology and Arcanum. And I'll never comprehend even the slightest part of it. I am useless to you.
He squares up the paper on the desk in a grumpy manner, making a huge knocking noise.
I don't expect someone made of tin to understand a human mind. But I beg of you, leave me alone.
The robot ignores his emotional speech and keeps talking, but you still have value. You can still do work.
The work of analyzing the masks of Manus Vindictae did not go well. A side effect occurs in the researchers, and it is getting worse. The isolation wards on the basement level are overwhelmed.
Huh. So people are getting corrupted by the masks.
What a scene. Have you aborted the experiment?
Not yet. We have conducted the Arcanum imaging experiment on the masks, and found a component which also exists in the raindrops of the storm. But knowing what it is composed of does not help explain how it works. What we're looking for is the original ritual that the Manus cast on them.
You're trying to figure out one's career planning from one's physical examination report. I wonder why it is not working. Even if somehow you manage to find the original ritual, you still need a proper environment to test it, which is the outside world with a coming storm.
The researcher turns to her. Wisdom and sarcasm glow in his eyes.
That's why we can't tell if we're getting results. Even if we had the right ritual, proper permission from the Foundation to travel, and strong-minded volunteer subjects, experiments performed in the Ivory Tower won't succeed because...
An experiment about the storm can only be done in a storm. Glad to see your brain is not rusty yet. It only took you 3 sentences to draw the conclusion which took the seminar a week to reach. That proves you are capable of the project.
The robot in charge puts a document on the table.
The history maintenance team has forecast different critical points of this storm.
To
Foundation
Vienna.
investigators are on their way.
I think the forms are just copies of each other without being refilled. But, interesting. Those are very detailed images, so these are probably going to be characters that are important in the future.
If Manus Vindicte still plans to accelerate the storm, like what they have done in 1929, there will be a high possibility that their people will show up at the transformation point of history and society, also known as the critical point of time, the center of the storm. Your sister, Greta Hoffman, is also one of the investigators.
Assume that's that one.
I have no interest in any Hoffmans other than myself. We have different perspectives.
It is okay. I am just here to inform you that if any of the investigators successfully send the information of the ritual back, the research about the immunity of the storm will be conducted immediately. Take your time and be mentally prepared. But once the storm alert is issued, we only have 24 hours to verify the feasibility of the ritual. I wish you will be fully prepared by then.
God damn it, I didn't even read that out loud. I'm too used to just listening to the voice lines. The robot gets out of the room, leaving him no right to choose. Her feet crash into the floor, making a steely sound. Nigma's eyes flicker toward the document. The face on top is familiar to him. He pulls out the drawer and takes out a scrap of paper. This is the last code he didn't give anyone. The thing is for sure now, the age of humans has come to an end. Greta Hoffman. Has she joined the Manus? If that's the last note he got from her? That's kinda spooky.
One thing is for sure now. The age of humans has come to an end.
Wait a fucking sec. Wait a fucking second. No, because this is a different part. Greta's the one that wrote that's the investigator. So his sister is the one that wrote the report. That's why he was keeping the report. Okay, it makes sense now. Which is interesting, means they're probably half-siblings, unless he just considers himself a human, even though he's 1/4 Arcanist. Because we know she said she was 1/4 Arcanist. But, okay. So his sister was the one that met 77 and has come to the conclusion that there's no place for human science Interesting. That has to become a major character in the future. Has to. Wee. Huh. I love all the lore in this damn game. I love it so much. Also, in case people are paying attention, yes, I'm a little bit short. The frickin' hard mode boss fucking kicked my ass. I know how the boss works more now, though, so I should be able to deal with it. It is a wilderness upgrade, but I also still need to upgrade Miss Nube. But I'm curious, can I craft the thing? Because I need 3 of them, right? I think it said I needed 3. Yeah. I don't think... Yeah, geez. Nowhere close. It has been months since I've had to farm these things. It has been a very, very long time. Actually, wait, is there any of them in the event?
Raindrops never actually fall. They are motionless at the instant. Well,
Be down here if there is. No, just shells.
Have a wonderful demonstration in
I still
my
need to
mind.
do this one.
It unfolds like the volume of
I
the
somehow
sun.
lucked out and got the gold one, and I just stopped. But yeah, again, like I said earlier, if you're curious, I got a B. I did not do very well, but again, this was with an unbuilt team, so maybe it'll get better. But I'm gonna quickly try to do this first.
No matter business or bonding, you're always welcome.
So, oh, that is so painful to see 1 out of 16. The likelihood of me ever getting rid of that 1 is like slim to none. Oh god, and I'm very broke now. But that means 8 runs? Do I have enough for 8 runs? No. Well, I could use items, and I'd have enough. Let's see. Oh, this is a good team, too. Let's see. This should be quick.
Hello there. Oh?
Let's grab these. Let's upgrade my team. As far as I understand, after the Charlie story, we should have a challenge mode.
No, pigeons have guns. It's
So,
called common sense.
might be a good idea to upgrade my characters.
Talking out calms people down.
But
I trickled the ingredients this
That's-
time.
it's funny, and this is always the case with most games, right? The main story was really good. It had some cool lore reveals and whatever else, but it was just a good story. That extra chapter had so much lore dumped on our head.
Neither stop being a careless one.
There was so many things just given to us on a platter. It's like, oh,
Don't be so furious.
it's interesting. And we got to learn about characters that I didn't think we'd get to learn about for a long time, so I'm still very happy about that. But I'll just use... I have one of these, yeah. I might as well use these things before the last day. I usually let them sit there forever.
Hey, hello there.
Last Sunday, oh my god, I was playing this game for so long because I had like... I think I had like 4 or 5 of the 60 candy, but I had like 8 of the big candy and they were all expiring on Sunday. It's like, well, I have to use them. I had like 1,000 something stamina to spend on Sunday. So I had to play a lot of reverse.
Don't worry. I have prepared it all.
It did help me get through a lot of the event gotcha. I was gonna say event shop, but it's not really a shop.
Typhon won't give up his friends. Neither will stop being a careless one. Hey, I'm just a stop. Oh? Wait! No!
And there it goes.
profile. I don't want to be...
So there is another I3.
I have laid my hands on the souls of critters. They're soft and hard, like the dew in the desert in the early morning, like the tide in the ocean at night.
But there we go. I don't think we're getting very far. I'll go to 10 for now. Although, sadly, I do really want to get her level... I should be able to get to 20. Maybe I get to 30, but I'm going to leave it for now. But hey, at least she's getting tankier, and I'm going to have to work on resonances. But these two are too fun to use together. I need to level them up. And she needs to get tankier. Ugh. But progressing. It's probably going to take a lot of farming to get those 3 things, huh? Let's see, what achievement is it? Just finishing, or... Increase 8 characters' insight to 3. Woo! I think that was the 9th. Okay. There was no achievement for the story. That's interesting. But we finished that. Caught up in story. I technically have a pull, but I don't need to pull anything that's out right now. But I guess we just do the Charlie story then? There is 37s. I really want to do 37s. But 37s is just going to be a good story. Charlie's is going to unlock content. And I need to get this content unlocked so I can do it. So, let's see. Is this going to autoplay? No. Okay. Oh. Image box. Oh, are you telling me I should have been clicking on this every day even though I wasn't doing it? God damn it. I'm assuming that's daily currency. Does allow you to watch stories of all kinds. You can complete challenges and earn points to claim rewards. Use your penumbra can to unlock the story. As far as I know, the penumbra cans you're gonna get from doing weeklies after this patch. And these are gonna be something that we can re-unlock. So it's not going away. But probably best to get it now. Claim rewards for watching. Oh, it says maxed. Okay, so you can only ever hold 3. After watching the story. And it looks like there's 6 steps to this story too. Spending activity during the event period will award you image boxes. For every 100 spent in a day, up to 3 a day. Okay, so for playing the game, you unlock extra chances on the challenge stages. When the current version comes to an end, the challenge will close. The story will be permanently added to the next version. Yeah. Okay. Game literally just tells you. And then for points, there's a bunch of... Oh my gosh, of course there's frickin' books in here and I didn't know about it. God damn it. Oh well. There's also a 5-star one. You know, that might work technically on New Babel, but meh, I have a better one. Ooh. Interesting. A 5-star universal upgrade mat. Kind of pointless, because the 5-star ones are easy to get lots of, but eh. I mean, upgrades are upgrades. I'll have to look at the 5 stars if there's many I plan to actually use. If they have, like, a really good passive. Like, this one's not horrible. But the attack number is so low compared to a 6-star one. But, okay. Well... We got this one. As far as I know, after this one ends, we're going to be getting... what's his name? Oliver Fogg. I believe we're getting an Oliver Fogg story as well. But Can unlock Charlie. This is a character I wish I could build, but I have no reason to. Because, like, I built Regulus. And I feel like Charlie and Regulus kind of compete for the same job. Admittedly, Regulus is very gimmicky, and Charlie would probably be more consistent. But... As far as I know, this is going to be the same thing. It's going to be pure story. Charlie's kind of moot. Yeah. I mean, I have freaking... what's it called again? I have a P1 Regulus. She was my starter character, and I failed a 50-50 early on to Regulus. So my Regulus hits like a truck. It's just sad, because in my opinion... Like, just quickly... Like, you can see I started building Charlie forever ago. I also have, like, no dupes of Charlie, for some reason.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But in my opinion, this I2 outfit is one of the cooler upgrades. Just the fact that they have, like, a scene in their cape and stuff. It just looks so cool. I love it. I love the idea of it. I wonder, are they gonna bring back the Battle Pass ones? Like, I mean, I don't care for this one anyway. I think this looks way cooler. But I wonder if they'll bring the Battle Pass ones back, because they are bringing the shop ones back. I guess we'll see. But yeah, no, having Regulus... And as you can see, I have spent money. I really like this character. So yeah, there's not much point to it. It's one of those sad things where it's like, I like a lot of these characters. I want to build them, but there's not much reason to. I liked the idea of New Babel as a tank, but I had no reason to build her. Until I found out that a riposte is an extra action. As soon as I read that, it's like, oh, I have found a party for you. But gotta get through this story. And I'm curious about this because it almost sounds like Charlie's crazy. Or has like two personalities. At least from some of the voice lines. But we'll see. Master of Theatrics. Aw, it's not voiced. Oh well. Mr. Fool, how much further do we have to go? My dear Troop Master Charlie, to which path are you referring? For the road to paradise has long been closed. No sign of it reopening anytime soon.
Oh my, oh my.
But if it is the path to hell you're after, that remains wide open, ready for our carriage to speed down and down. No, that's not what I meant. A jest, my dear, to lighten the mood on this long journey. We've an hour left till we reach our destination. 1 whole hour? You seem rather surprised. Well, yes. It's only that we've already met quite a few people on our journey. I thought perhaps we were closer to town. Also, there's something else, something off about this letter. Dear Troop Master Charlie, we have heard about your troop's reputation. The folks in our city wish to see you perform at our upcoming festival in 5 days' time. It's altogether strange, isn't it? Who invites a theater troupe to perform at a time like this?
Whoa.
More surprising is that you received the invitation at all. Only a few years back, we'd have enough of these letters to fill the wall. But it's long since past. With the theater prohibited, sending a letter like this is brave.
My amen to it.
Brave indeed, openly defying the ban. But my dear troopmaster, new laws do not restrain desires. They only make new lawbreakers. 'Tis only right that we respond to the people's desires, whether there be a law or not. But did we not all agree on this decision? The whole troop, including you? Still, I feel like we shouldn't go. What if it's a trap? Random soldier. Pardon me, would you be the actors from the People's Troop? I can't talk. Yeah. Soldiers! It is a trap. These soldiers must be here to arrest us. Run away, run away!
It must not be.
Wait, Troopmaster, there's no need to panic. These fine chaps don't seem interested in starting a fight. Middle-aged man steps forward from among the soldiers. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jeffrey. We're here to welcome you on behalf of Autonoma. Autonoma? Mr. Fool and I are acquainted. I believe he can attest to my identity. Huh? So you're not here to arrest us? Of course not. Why, I'm as big a fan of your troop as anyone else. Why would we do that? You must have seen all the people heading this way. They're local farmers, craftsmen on the way to Autonoma for the festival. Oh yes, of course, like it said in the letter. Still having a festival, and this time feels a bit dangerous. We're well aware, but this decision was made by the mayor after weighing all the risks. The mayor thinks people need something to celebrate in these troubled times. To avoid clashing with the Duke's ban, we're calling this a market fair, at least until the show begins. We'd appreciate it if the troop could likewise be discreet. Why, even the foolish groundhog knows to keep his head low when the hawk's on the hunt. It's a sharp analogy, my friend. But either way, I want to thank you for coming and for responding to our plea despite the dangers involved. You're too kind. We're just grateful for the chance to perform. The festival and your show will be held tomorrow. Till then, rest up and stay low. I've arranged a place to stay and some provisions for you. Follow me. To be continued. Okay, this one's probably not going to be too bad. There's no date. Okay, I'm really curious. Does it have a date here? No. Okay, Charlie, I need your birthday.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The 1650s. Huh. From 17th century. My birthday's April 23rd. Okay. Long time ago. I was gonna say, what do you mean theaters banned? Okay, this is very long ago. Makes sense that she'd get her story in a side story, unless we suddenly jump back a few hundred years. Though, to admit, I honestly thought this chapter was gonna be us jumping back in time. I thought it was gonna be a weirder story like that, just because of all the aesthetic of it. But no, it's just a very old-fashioned cult, basically. But okay. Only a fate. Something bugging me on my shoulder, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if I have like a bug bite or something. Gaaaah. I hope not. As night descends the following day, the once tranquil streets burst into life, abuzz with activity. Bonfires crackled at the heart of the square, dispersing the chill and blending with the lively chatter, the scent of malt and spices to create a warmth that enveloped the whole crowd. Could I have some bread? How much is it today? All bread and meat are absolutely free today, courtesy of the city council. Free? But what's going on here? Before he could react, the vendor had already stuffed several loaves of bread into his hands. Here's your bread, and here, take a drink on the house. Vendor bent down to pour an amber-colored ale from a nearby barrel. Drink? This almost looks like elderberry malt to me. As the resident took a sip from the cup, his face lit up. This is elderberry malt. But what are you doing? All liquors are banned now, even arcane brews. Wait, could it be? Is this all to celebrate the festival? Don't worry, it's only a market fair today, my friend. The vendor gave a shrug that hid their smile. Market fair? This looks more like a celebration to me. I was wondering why they started lighting up the square. It seems to me you're celebrating Christmas again. Have you lost your minds? Did you forget about the Duke's ban on celebrations? Not at all. Relax, friend. There's no celebration here. Only a market fair. The vendor slyly winked at the nervous citizen. Okay, I'm kind of curious. If I search up a market fair in the Middle Ages, am I going to find a real story? I'm finding, like, images and stuff. Yeah, I can't find anything super important. Oh well. And this? No alcohol here, only fermented elderberry syrup, freshly bought from an arcanist. But it sure tastes like... Wait. Drop the act, mate. Haven't you been waiting for a market fair like the rest of us? The citizen gazed down at the cup in his hand. Well, if it's just a market fair, that's all it is. He muttered it low, as if convincing himself. Raising the cup, he gulped the smooth malted drink down. Haven't had elderberry malt in ages. Packs more punch than my old homemade beer. Remember, that's fermented elderberry syrup, mate. Drink your fill. I've got more than enough for today. Oh, of course. Only syrup. How silly of me. What a wonderful market fair this is. All the better with some lovely fermented elderberry syrup. Oh boy. So many people. Haven't seen a place feel so alive in ages. Of course, everyone's flocking here. It's in our nature, something we can't resist. Like moths to a bright flame. I love voicing characters like Fool. I just love it. Just voice crazy. Just jump up and down and all over the place. It's fun. We invited a great many singers and actors, though for obvious reasons only a few could make it as planned. It makes our planned performance all the more special, don't you think? You're right. I think the People's Troupe is what everyone's most looking forward to. It's why we've arranged our performance to be our grand finale. It should be a most spectacular show. It also means all the weight of this whole event ends up on them. A wooden stage covered with tents stood at the square's center, poised to become the highlight of this unspoken festival. You mean we're the last performance? If I'm not mistaken, our play would be...
My amen to it!
Yes, you'll play an important role in it.
No, don't do that.
No, I absolutely can't do it. This is far too rash of a decision. I'm sure I'll muck it up. It was a collective decision, my dear troop master. And we have full faith in your abilities.
Huh? You're from the King's Troop, aren't you? Here for the market fair, too?
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking to us? Of course, young lady. I've seen the King's Troop perform. I recognize a fair few of the faces among you. Well, whether you are for the king or the minister once, those titles have been lost. With all festivals and theater prohibited, soon your troops may disappear altogether. Festivals and theater. Always thought they were an untouchable part of our lives, but now they've become unspeakable sins. No matter how I try to reason with myself, I just can't understand why.
Oh!
A tyrant's sin is born from unearned glory. To keep his power and fame, he will abandon all conscience. Our existence is a mockery of the tyrant.
Oh my, oh my.
And a tyrant cannot endure mockery. Mr. Fool, you can't speak like that here. I watched your performances back when you were known as the King's Troop. I saw actors dressed in splendid costumes lined on either side. Then the protagonist entered, greeted with thunderous applause. Goodness, that was an outstanding play. Something I'll never forget. The theater, props, costumes, scenery. Everything was so magnificent. Thank you for your praise. I'm sorry to say I wasn't part of the troupe at that time. What a pity. Those were beautiful times, so different from now. I understand how you must feel. The more darker the night, the more we yearn for the daylight long past. I fear we might never witness such a scene again. Oh, you're right. Bringing it up only adds to the regret. The King's Troop has disbanded, the old theaters will be demolished, and soon all these splendid plays will be forgotten, with none left to remember their brilliant performances. That's not true. They will live on through generations in writings and in memories. They won't vanish, not as long as people have hope in their hearts. No, they won't disappear. Whether it's dazzling costumes or crude rags, whether in crowded theaters or in the dark of the woods. As long as people have hope, they'll hold true to their heart's desires. So we'll deliver a performance just as outstanding as those of the past. No, more. I vow to you that we'll deliver a performance that surpasses all expectations.
My amen to it!
I vouch for this with all skill and artistry I have left to give. I see now. The theater isn't about splendid costumes, but each actor's performance. The heart they bring to their role, a simple truth long forgotten. I underestimated your determination. I look forward to your performance tonight, young lady. The old man's eyes sparkled as if a star was reborn in his eyes. Hey, it's the name of the chapter. And he smiled as he left the square.
Whoa!
A splendid monologue, Troop Master Charlie.
Oh my. What have I said?
What was I even saying? I love her two personalities. You can see it too on her face, right? She's all gentle and meek right now, but then all of a sudden she gets angry and more determined. I'm so embarrassed. You shouldn't be. I'm sure you'd fit now that your troop's performance will win over everyone. As the Master of Ceremonies, I should apologize for putting you in the limelight, but it is plain to see everyone has high hopes for us, Troop Master Charlie. The pressure, it's too much. My stomach is turning. And yet the show must go on, my dear Troop Master. As performers, it is our sacred mission to channel the audience's enthusiasm into our very best performance. Make all the claims you like, but if we mess up, we're done for.
Oh.
Oh, there's no need to panic. We will step on the stage and let our performance bring smiles or tears to the people. It's our calling, an unspoken bond between performers and audience. Mr. Jeffrey. A breathless soldier hurries to Jeffrey's side. Mr. Jeffries, it's all gone wrong. What's wrong, soldier? Take heart. The festival is starting soon. It's the Duke's cavalry. The Duke's cavalry are approaching. What? Someone spilled the beans. Let's just hope no one picks them up and eats them. Golden hair in the Sarusa. Sarusa. Don't mind me. More Googling. A white lead or ceruse used by women to make the skin white. Oh, it's makeup. Okay. The stuff they used to make themselves pale back then, I guess. This can't be happening. The festival was supposed to be a secret. It's true. Our reports say that the cavalry will be here soon. Could someone have betrayed us to the Duke?
Alas.
Ah, that pathetic Matho is always taking the wind from our sails. What do we do now? It must be the Duke's cavalry. Oh no. It's time to run, Mr. Fool. We have to get out of here. Taking a deep breath, Jeffrey regained his composure. Quick, inform the mayor, and have him stall the cavalry. Let's proceed as planned. Wrap up the festival early. Performers, use the secret passages we've prepared for your escape. Yes, sir. As said, Troopmaster Charlie, you'd best leave now. I'm truly sorry about this. None of us wanted to put your troop at risk. But if these knights catch wind of you, nothing good will come of it.
I see.
I understand. Mr. Fool, we've got to get everyone out now, or else they'll be right on our tails.
My amen to it.
Too true, Troopmaster. And if they chase us down, they'll strangle us and hoist our bodies on flagpoles.
Oh.
At that time, the crows will feast upon our flesh like a most profane ritual.
Alas.
Alas, alack. A terrifying outcome. We must make our exit as soon as possible. It's too fucking fun. The performance's scheduled debut closing in. The rest of the troupe were busy with final preparations. Troopmaster, Mr. Fool, why are you back so soon? Everyone. Clueless about what was about to unfold, their fellow performers were still basking in festive atmosphere, slow to react. Come to check on us. Everything's set for the show. All that was left was waiting for you. Costumes were unpacked and prepared, and makeup already painted onto their faces.
Oh my, oh my.
Oh my, what a cheerful sight! Of course our actors should be excited about hitting the stage.
Lamentable.
It's a shame they haven't realized yet that fate has come as a mighty palm to smear them their careful preparations. Everyone, I have an announcement. But her soft voice was quickly drowned out by the excited chatter. Telling you the script will blow the audience away. Too bad the stage setup's pretty basic this time. Hey, don't be picky in these times. Just getting to perform is a blessing. Got to make do with what we have. Is the angry Charlie gonna come out? Is she gonna decide, fuck it, we're performing anyway? Come on, do it. Do it. Not being picky, it's only that I was up all night imagining our performance. I can tell your powder is barely covering those dark circles. Let me apply more. We can't have the audience notice. The bursts of powder rising in the air as new makeup was applied caused shimmering in the candlelight. Charlie had to swallow back what she was about to say. So much hesitation, Troopmaster Charlie. Is that stage fright? A peculiar smile slipped through its mask. It carried a hint of mockery and sarcasm, emotions the fool had rarely laid on her. To be continued. I won't lie, as much as I like these stories and I kind of wish we had more, I'm glad they're not super long. It's nice having lots of short stories that are just really good. Actually, oh, you can't scroll the background, sad. Oh well. The King in the Labyrinth. Let's see. Come now, if we don't tell them, there will be no escaping. I just don't get it. These things bring joy to everyone, so why does he want to take them away? I can't wrap my head around it. The laughter around them subsided and worried expressions began to replace smiles on the faces of the troop. All turned up to Charlie as if realizing something. Charlie, what's happened? But as Charlie opened her mouth, not a squeak emerged. We're ready, Troop Master. But before she could speak, Jeffrey rushed in, panting heavily. Troop Master Charlie, why aren't you ready to go? The cavalry, they're almost upon us. So, my dear, what's holding you back? Anxiety, anger, or just plain terror? The clown stepped onto the stage earlier than any of the others. Behind the comical mask lay a heart stronger than any other. He had made his decision already. We have to go now, Troop Master. Why? Why does he want to take it all away? Have you heard the tale of Minos? Tale of Minos? Yes, the tale of that famous king. When the Greek prince Minos vied for the throne, he sought divine favor to prove himself the rightful king. Oh gods, he prayed, if you support me, grant me a white bull. Then I will sacrifice it in your honor. This shall be our pact. The gods answered, granting him a white bull. But greed led Minos to deceive them. He sacrificed a different bull, claiming the white one for himself. But though Minos had kept the white bull, he soon lost what he sought most. No longer was he a king recognized by all. The term tyrant suited him better. Tyrant. Those who play the role of a tyrant should understand better than anyone the nature of him. A tyrant is a monster, a towering creature. Unbound to his duty, unstoppable in his wrath. A tyrant scorns all, seeking only power. He is greedy, hungry to devour everything in sight.
Oh my, oh my.
But his arrogance will bring him crashing down, for fear cannot withstand mockery. Then the once terrified populace will rise, and a new king will lead them. So have you made your choice? Run or stand? Live in fear or laugh in the face of death? Run or stand? Hold on, Mr. Fool, do you mean... No, that's too risky.
Whoa.
She's getting angry. It seems you've made up your mind, Troop Master Charlie. You're right, Mr. Fool, I have. I do not know what day the tyrant will fall, but until then it is our duty to resist. Is our show ready? All the players wait for your cue, Troop Master. The fool bowed his head, acknowledging her command. I won't lie, I was wondering where the fool was going to come into the story. I love the idea of the fool being part of Charlie's troop. It's amazing. Charlie closed her eyes, reopening them with a phoenix heart, ready to begin.
Get ready for the show!
Well, that one was voiced. Although slightly different than what she actually said. Master Charlie, don't be reckless. They arrest the citizens at the festival are under the mayor's protection, and the cavalry have no right to harm them. But your troop are outlaws. They are authorized to kill you on sight. This is far from recklessness. Troop Master Charlie made her decision long ago. She only needed a gentle nudging from the fool. There's no need to fear. Even if the tyrant brings death, we'll not stay idle in our graves. Should death kiss us lightly on the cheek, our struggle will be our epitaph. But before that,
My amen to it!
we'll mock the tyrant as he deserves. We're ready, Troop Master. The stage is set and the players have their mark. We've been running for so long. That doesn't mean we'll keep running forever.
Ha-ha!
Looking upon this grand finale, where would the excitement be to flee? Marvelous. Give your best performance and let the audience witness our struggle with their raucous applause. I love that. You can hear it even in the small sounds, that Charlie's voice is just getting deeper and more confident. I love it. We fled from battlefields, gallows, palaces, dungeons, and we could keep fleeing. But we performers owe our audience a masterful performance, no matter the circumstances. That is our promise to them. We shall be Theseus, not Minos who tramples on his promise.
Ha!
Mr. Fool, ring the bells to announce the start of our show to the audience. And of course, don't forget to invite our special guests. I really want this to have one combat stage at the end. I really want this to have a combat stage. I don't think it's going to, but I really want it to. We'll see. We don't know what 6 is yet. Because we know it's 6. Hurry! Don't let them slip away! A swift squad of knights races through the streets, their torches illuminating the night. Stay indoors, everyone. Not one step out. This time we will catch them. The clash of metal armor and loud commands echoed through the streets. The town square in the heart of the city was in disarray, with no one to be seen, till the distant bells chimed, as if declaring or beckoning. Come one, come all! At the far end of the street, a clown with exaggerated makeup appeared, clutching a torch. Oh, it's Fool. Congratulations, you've captured us poor souls who've suffered so unjustly. You're that outlaw from the wanted posters. Wanted? What a laugh. Who gives meaning to those useless scraps of paper? They're the Duke's command. No one dares disobey. And who gave him the power to give these commands? A performer in elegant attire emerged on the opposite side of the street, coolly observing the multitude of knights. What nonsense are you spouting? Why, it's the people. They gave him that power. But then he violated their trust, and he lost the power they gave him. And tyrants quake at its happening. Just as King John feared Arthur, Claudius feared Hamlet, and Macbeth feared Malcolm, the usurper fears the true wielder of his power. He fears us, fears the true holders of that power. Enough! Stop this deceitful talk. Seize them all. But first let us savor our final act. Once more the distant bells rang out. That is your cue, Mr. Fool. As you wish. The clown raises his torch and flung it aside. Flames swiftly spread from the torch to the buildings lining both sides of the street. The fire escalated rapidly, transforming the street into an impassable wall of flames. What are you doing? Have you all lost your minds? Quick, on my mark, turn back and retreat. Captain, the way back is blocked. The cavalry captain turned in shock. Suddenly a large crowd gathered around Charlie. Silent and unmoving, they stood like an impenetrable wall.
Huh.
You thugs, did I not warn you? This is the final act, but not ours. Yours. Favor your last gasp, for on its tail quickly comes the anger of the people. Captain, there's nobody on the other side of the street. We can break through there. Wait, are they forcing us to break through ahead? These blasted troublemakers. I see it now. They fear the Duke's might. They won't dare kill us. They fear the Duke's retaliation, so they're forcing us out through another gate. What a despicable lot, daring to turn against their betters. Captain, if we don't run now, it'll be too late. As the fear heightened, the cavalry leaders seemed to remember something. No, I won't fall for this. A confident smile spread across his face. Your performance was compelling. It almost fooled me. But alas, Arcanist, your act lacked a certain spark. What are you babbling on about, you up-jumped stable boy? I've heard of you and your arcane illusions. This is all your trick, isn't it? An interesting conclusion. These flames, this crowd, they're all mere illusions you've created. You're just making a blustering show of bravado, but you're nothing more than fools. Despite delivering a pinnacle performance, Charlie's expression momentarily wavered. The cavalryman revealed a smug smile, convinced he'd spotted his adversary's weakness.
Foolish.
See for yourself whether it's real or an illusion. Still want to play the braggadocio, eh? Get her. You dare resist the Duke's power with cheap illusions, honestly. Your actions are as laughable as your sorcery. Get her, take her away. Suddenly the bells chimed again, but this time they sounded unusually long, ringing out a different tune. The echoes of the bells faded, replaced by a different sound. The sound of footsteps. A vast thunder of steps approached them from all directions, and soon flickering torchlights dotted every alley of the street. With this new crowd converged behind Charlie. Stop! I am Geoffrey of the City Council. Your actions are hereby condemned by the Council. On behalf of the City Council of Autonoma, we order you to leave now. He betraying them because he's afraid. What's this? City Council. Or is he helping them? Do you even know who we are? Nothing more than henchmen of a tyrant. Get out! You're not welcome here. Leave! Leave now! As the furious crowd gathered behind Charlie, the flames on both sides of the street roared higher. The temperature rose, and beads of sweat formed on the henchmen's foreheads. Captain, this doesn't look like an illusion anymore. I've never heard of any Arcanist creating something like this. It's all an illusion, you cowards. Here, let me show you. The captain of the cavalry gritted his teeth and charged into the burning flames. Damn it! It's scorching! It's real fire! Indeed, and it burns with the people's rage. And should you trample on the people, then they'll reclaim their power, that which rightfully belongs to them. Respect a just ruler, but ever resist a tyrant. This is the reckoning of the people. Also, might I add, I could be wrong, because I don't remember all of Charlie's lore, but isn't part of Charlie's lore to make illusions become real? If they know Charlie's power, they're missing a few notes. Still, think these angry crowds are just an illusion? You dare. The cavalryman's words were cut off by a rotten egg thrown from the crowd. Though it bounced harmlessly from his heavy armor, the humiliation pierced him deeper than any bolt or arrow. Still think this is just a trick? The bells rang louder and more fervently. They sounded like they were urging a final judgment. The captain's spirit finally crumpled. Madmen! A bunch of madmen! How dare you, rabble, defy the dukes? His muttered words were consumed by the crowd's condemnation.
Malapert!
Don't say I didn't warn you. Leave now while you still can, or face the fury of the people. She raised a hand. The crowd parted, creating a path behind her. Damn it, let's go, let's go! Retreat, retreat! Soldiers meekly sheathed their weapons and retreated toward the city gate. That's it. Don't show your faces here again. Laughter erupted among the crowd. The soldiers' arrogance had given way to dejection, in stark contrast to their previous bravado. One more. And don't mind me while I drink some water. It's something I always forget, that voice acting like this, talking a lot, dehydrates you. You're literally breathing all of your water out. I'm getting lightheaded, I feel so dehydrated. Ay. This is why I miss Twitch. I still haven't... You know what? Let me open this up in a new tab. I'm gonna open up 2 tabs, actually. I'm gonna see if I can find ways to make YouTube streams more interactive, because it's genuinely depressing that there's no claims, you guys can't throw stuff anymore, you can't do hydrate and posture checks. Oh, I miss it. I miss it so much, and I don't want to just put it on, like, Stream Elements or whatever. Am I using Stream Elements or am I using the other one? I can't even remember anymore. Yes, it's Stream Elements. Like, I don't want to put it toward, like, behind donations. I think that's dumb. I want to find a free way people can earn interactions. I think that's more fun. Hopefully YouTube adds that themselves eventually, but as far as I know, they haven't done that yet. The only thing they've added is reactions, which I've kind of disabled because they cover chat. I don't know if people have seen that. If you go watch a stream in YouTube, in the bottom right corner of chat, you'll have like a giant heart button that covers a bunch of the messages at the bottom. Like the most recent messages are blocked for this little reaction button that lets you spam emotes and make them pop up in the corner of the screen. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea to put it there. Over the video, maybe, but over chat? I don't know. As far as I know, that's the extent of interaction they have so far on YouTube. But let's see, what's the ending of Charlie's story? cavalry left the town dejected and broken. As the gates closed, the bells chimed once more, but this time its toll was slow and drawn out. They're gone. Charlie staggered back as if drained of all of her strength. She gasped violently, filling her lungs with air. They really left. As she tried to compose herself, the people around her and the burning buildings lined the streets began to sway. Finally, the whole scene shattered like a pop bubble, revealing the true appearance of the street. The festive bonfire continued to blaze in the square, its flames turning the surroundings as bright as day. But only a small portion of the crowd had vanished. More people remained behind her. Yes, it wasn't an illusion, but rather they had been all, or almost all, too real. After a few moments of silence, a cheer erupted from the crowd. We did it! I can't believe it. We actually drove them away. Hurrah!
Absolute!
A flawless performance, Troopmaster Charlie. A flawless performance.
Oh.
A haunting performance of unprecedented magnitude. Let's not talk about it anymore. Oh,
That was overwhelming.
I was so scared. Just thinking about what happened, I can't stop shaking. You did it. You really scared off the Duke's men. No, I didn't do anything at all. I might have put everyone at risk. If it weren't for all of you, my poor tricks would have been exposed. There's no need to be modest. You gave us the courage to resist. We came together because of your call. This is an outright victory, Troopmaster Charlie. You gave them a taste of their own medicine, taught them a lesson for all of us. Really? Mr. Jeffrey was right. These knights will never reveal what happened today. The tyrant's lackeys rely on lies and fear to maintain power, fearing people might discover how weak he truly is. Their actions are driven by self-interest. They won't speak of this. It would never serve their purpose. That's amazing. We really did it. But, Troopmaster Charlie, I must remind you of something. Though emotions will run high for now, please don't forget there's another act still to come. Something greater still. Oh! Our earlier performance was but a dress rehearsal. What comes next is the real show, the most crucial of our performances.
Oh!
The eager crowd has already gathered. Step onto the stage and answer their call. With the bells tolling, their audience converged on the square from all directions. Their faces filled with anticipation for a performance befitting the festival. And there's the art again.
Ready for the show.
Yes, you're right, Mr. Fool. Now begins the most important part of the show. She took a deep breath, her expression turning serious. It was the same look she always wore when she stepped onto the stage. Let's get started, Mr. Fool. May we echo the promise we made to our audience and let them know that the theater we cherish won't end here. Because the joy of theater can have a lasting impact. It can overcome hardship, defeat fear, and even conquer the greed of Minos. Yes, even if it's an illusion, what people experience is far from some meaningless bubble. I kinda loved that. Oh. That is where our little story ends. I wonder, Miss Verton, was the story to your satisfaction? You see, that is the true meaning of theater. Whether real or illusory, people will find in the performance an inspiration to resonate with. Were you wondering about which play the troupe is performing? If you ask me, it's still a little too early for Christmas. But for a story like this, ending it with a little comedy seemed quite fitting. I'm curious. What do you think?
Oh!
Oh, there's no need to answer. I believe deep down inside, you already know. But all this remaining the same, I hope you enjoyed the story. That was a good ending. I thought it was just going to end there, but ending it with Fool regarding Verton, which is interesting because it means at some point time is going to go really far back. Maybe it already has. Some of the dates were obscured, although we've had it revealed that one of the dates is going to be 1977. So, what were all the dates? At the end of 1999, it went back to 1996, then it went to 1985, then it went to 1977. And then... I'm trying to think the order. Was it then 1912? No, we haven't done 60 yet. 1964. 1964 was the most recent, though. 1912, 1929, and then 1964. I'm so confused about the chronology of this frickin' story. I don't understand how the era from the 60s was after the era of the 30s and you know, World War I. Story is weird. But that was fun. Now I'm kind of curious about Oliver Fogg, which actually... Isn't Oliver Fogg based on a real person? Oh, maybe not. Nah, all I'm seeing is stuff from that. Maybe it's based on someone else. I mean, it looks like it might be like a Sherlock or something. I mean, okay, what am I doing? I can literally see what year Oliver Fogg is from. Are you going to be from 1912? When are you from?
Hey, maybe.
In the mid-20th century. Okay, so no. For 15 years, December 26th, London? I mean, it still could be something like a Shakespeare. I haven't done any Bond, so I haven't unlocked much. Winter of 1952, which makes me think that's gonna be when the story happens in a few weeks. We gotta wait for it to come out. I think it's April 1st or something like that. April 1st, April 2nd. We're getting Oliver Fogg's story. But, huh. Oh, that gave an achievement. Or something gave an achievement. Anecdotes. Watch Charlie's anecdote. Is that Fogg's then for the hat? Yeah. Oliver Fogg's. God, I gotta work through all these. I am assuming these are gonna be permanently here. But... literally dying because of logic? Which logic? The weird time stuff that I was talking about? Because that would make a lot of sense. I wish I took a picture of it. I don't remember where exactly the picture was. Actually, you know what? It might have been a note. Was it a note? No. It would have probably been in... must have been in one of these chapters. I think it was in this one. In Sound the Alarm. But, I don't know. I don't want to hunt for it right now. To the Great Smog, I think? Well, it sounds like that's probably what the story's gonna cover, yeah. Because apparently they cleared fog, but then... yeah, smog come around, industrial stuff, and people, they couldn't deal with it. That would make sense. Also, hello, Redshifted. Welcome. Oh, I'm loving this, though. I really hope they do more of the... I really want to know about Door. When do we find out about Door? Miss Radio's in the story now. We got Fool. I don't want John Teeter to ever end up in the story because I don't want to translate Hex. But yeah, I'm curious to see more of these characters show up. I really want to know about TTT. They're an interesting design. But it's nice to see more characters get story. Of numbers? People here would love numbers. They live on numbers. They worship numbers. Numbers, numbers, numbers. They even name themselves after numbers. Everything is numbers. And, Shara, that is not math. That is arrows. Those are directions. Maybe they're directions to the general store. Have you tried following them? Shara sent me an image that just has a bunch of arrows. No, it's directions. That's how arrows work. Oh my gosh. But, huh. We got through those a lot faster than I expected. Let me claim these. I don't want to watch her look at the clouds again. Woo, clouds. I need to rip this up at some point. I need to rip up my beginner area and turn it into the islands. I wonder if I should continue the water. If I should, like, put water over here and then make, like, an island. Because we're going to get 30 more islands, right? So I could extend this area. So I could put water separating it and actually make it an island. I don't know. We'll have to see. I like decorating this. This is fun. It's nice and simple.
Raindrops never actually fall. They are motionless.
Here
at
is
the
math and
instances of
logic.
time which constitute the falling process.
She is math and logic. She is obsessed with magic and math and logic. Magic. I mean, arcane skills, but they consider that math. I wonder, how much did the things cost again to run? How much was this? 22? I'll do it later. But we finished those two stories. I won't lie, I expected them to be longer. They were both really good, but yeah, math, yes, math. Let's see. Complete challenges to earn points. The more waves you clear, the more points you earn. Tap help for more details. This is where you exchange your points for prizes, and yeah, we saw this. It's not even exchange for prizes. It's literally just do everything, get everything. But defeat enemy waves to earn points. Lets me use my own characters. There's no modifiers. No modifiers? Oh, that's a lot of enemies. The game is just taunting me. Okay. You know what team's gonna work perfectly for this? Recommended. I don't know why it doesn't say anything. Because the recommended for this is these two. I'm pretty sure... no, it would want some plant too. But good enough. This should work fine. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how my silly new team that I made yesterday does in this new event. They ate beans 37. Punish them for it. Buff. Drag this over. Bonk the one with the most actions.
Run, start running. Long ammunition and occasional.
Oh geez, they're not very tanky too. Holy crap, that gave a lot of... what? How'd I get so much moxie? Wait, what's going on? How'd I get... what? What? Did I miss something about one of her passives? I don't know how... wait. I used one. I mixed the two. Oh no, that is 5. Holy shit, she can get her ult turn too. I actually didn't do the math on that before. That's kinda crazy. But you can summon whatever city that's supposed to be.
It could be given that.
And then let's get her to start. I'm kind of sad her skin doesn't change this animation at all. This is always the default. Oh my gosh. Hit her, I dare you. Bonk. I should have left the one that had more actions. Okay, and these are just gonna die. Refresh. But, I am learning things.
Down.
This should kill this wave. Sadly, not gonna get much use of her ult, but whatever.
Intersect and divide.
Okay, her counter is disabled. But she still has a shield. I might as well refresh it just so I can get her ult.
It could be found.
Let's see.
Form is a bubble.
One down. I mean, I have like no worry of dying, but let's do this.
The final
Buff,
demonstration.
buff, and I guess bonk one of them, see what happens.
Welcome to the world of numbers.
Flashbang.
These glowing lights. We are the master and maven of the place. Say sorriness.
And then they're gonna probably blow themselves up. Yep. And now I still have... now I still have the, what's it called? I still have the counter for this wave. Hopefully they attack her, though. The taunt only lasts for one turn. It's one of the sad things about the character. What does this one do? Jeez, she burned through her buff quick. Why not?
Pause.
Might as well refresh it and then let her do 2 attacks.
Walking training.
Time to check my calculation. Form is a bubble.
I attacked the wrong one. I mean, he attacked her at least, but I'm stupid. I did not need to attack that one.
Given that it could be found.
Do that.
Form is a bubble. Form
Aw, it didn't kill.
is a bubble.
Oh well.
Move away.
I don't have enough yet. This is an interesting mode, but also a weird mode, because it doesn't seem hard, like at all, which is kind of bizarre.
Down.
You know what, I'm just gonna do this to get rid of that, and do this.
Run. Start running.
Break it, break it.
But
The final
one,
You
demonstration.
won't be disappointed.
and I will do the attack on the one that is not doing anything, so she can
Welcome
counter.
to the world of numbers.
I need to remember this. I'm too used to other teams. Get rid of the thing that's trying to hurt you. But no, I want them to hurt me.
These glowing lights. We are the master and maven of the place. Huh.
How troublesome.
And slash. And slash. And slash. I love it so much. It's literally infinite extra actions. It's just so good. Yeah, I might as well just kill, huh? Can kill one that looks like it should be guaranteed to kill,
It could be found.
and then use this and hope it kills the other two.
Perfect argument. Form is a bubble.
Okay.
Time to check my calculation.
So what, is this just 20 rounds to see how much you can kill? If you can kill everything? Like, if I used a different team, I could probably do this much faster. I'm just having fun with the counter theme. I mean, I could do this and then just not use it, because that'll get her ult next turn. And then, I guess, so stuff doesn't run out.
Pause.
Use
Isn't
this.
that
Run. Start
Make sure
running.
she always has a shield.
intersect and divide?
Oh, shield gone.
The final
Again.
You won't be
demonstration.
disappointed. Pause.
Welcome to the world of numbers.
These glowing lights. We are the master and maven of the place. Walking training.
And time for them all to get bonked.
You will pay for this.
Well, scratched.
You will
Is it
pay
gonna be
for
enough to
this.
trigger it again? I don't think so. No, that puts her at 3. If I use these two, she will. I'm worried it's gonna kill. I don't want... Let's see.
It could be given that.
Huh.
Okay, that didn't kill. That works.
Time to
And then
check
this
my
one will kill.
preparation.
And then follow up right when they come? Or do I have to wait till an action happens? I guess I gotta wait till an action happens.
Pause. Down.
She should do hers right away, and then I guess... I could get her ult. Yeah, let's get both their ults for next turn. Okay.
Long admonition.
Okay, it
and
does work how I
occasional
thought it did.
indulgence.
If the things you tried to use her follow-up on die, then she holds it until the next action. I am learning new team stuff.
The final demonstration.
You won't be disappointed.
Given that.
And she can just do lots of damage to the one that's not going to attack.
These glowing lights. We are the master
Let's
and
see.
maven of the place.
Intersect and
I'm
divide.
curious how this works, because so far this is kind of a very simple and boring event. Like, there's no boss, it's just
You will
waves of
pay for
enemies.
Huh.
Maybe your score is based on how long it takes you to kill them, in which case this team was a bad idea. I just think this team is fun.
Down. Pause.
Oh, this might actually just kill everything, huh? Well,
It could be found.
Walking training. Say sorriness.
Uh-huh.
oh, no. Attacker. You've made mistake. You have made mistakes. Perfect. Woo, it's a mini boss. Imagine they actually put a mini boss in. I don't know why they're doing this way. Oh, she doesn't even have a shield, so that would, even if I upgraded that, it wouldn't help. Well, I can't, but yeah, I definitely didn't need healing for this event. I wonder if I could have done this with Calabona instead of her, and then just follow up Scalor. That probably would have been better. She's not gonna be able to counter until next turn. So I actually want to attack the thing with the most actions.
Down.
I wish the balloons counted as a follow-up. I wonder if there will be a healer that does follow-up type stuff. Though I guess Miss New Babel's probably the sustain follow-up character.
Where's the party star? Where is it?
Pause. Run.
Okay.
Start running.
The story begins with a battle.
It is nice how easy it is to get Miss New Babel's ult. She just gets so much extra moxie from upgrading her skill.
How welcoming.
Rational.
You will pay for this.
So let's
You
use
won't
her
be disappointed.
ult. I can't upgrade this, but oh well. Oh, but it does upgrade that then.
down.
Yeah, why not?
Isn't that?
These glowing lights. We are the master and maven of the place. Long admonition.
I really want to know the story of Miss Newbabel, too.
It's a bubble.
It seems like she's the head of a big corporation, but we don't really have much detail other than that.
You will pay for this. You will pay for this.
Aw, it's not going to be enough to trigger. Sad. Oh, I might want to do a skill first to trigger. I don't think this has anything special, right? Yeah, just damage. So I'll do that. Then I'll do her skill. And I guess just another attack? We do have to kill these by the end of next round, so...
Welcome to the world of numbers.
Let's just hope they attack Newbabel.
Are you irrational numbers?
I wish her taunt lasted the full length of her countering, but... Well, that one made a mistake. Thank you.
How welcoming.
These ones are also starting to do damage. I am realizing now that they are doing damage.
That's your idea.
But, actually, that shouldn't matter, because I gotta kill them. I have a world of not numbers, please help. Oh no. But I don't understand the world of not numbers. We are in the world of numbers, clearly. Have you not seen? Let's see, what do we get? That did not work out the way I would hope. So I guess I'll do the heal thing. I will do the AoE, which should kill that back one, and then this, and hopefully that along with... Oh, it's not taking an action! Oh, that sucks.
Victory?
I didn't get to kill it fully.
Okay, but what does it mean to us? I mean...
I see. Okay, I had someone tell me they didn't like this event, and I think I know why. I think I know why they don't like this event. We just have to fight the same friggin' stuff every single day. And just get points. A set amount of points based on how far you get. Yeah, I don't really like that. So that's a max? I'm assuming that's a max of 3,000 points a day, and you just have to get to 10,000? Yeah. They definitely could have made this more interesting. But, who knows? Maybe the next one will be more interesting. Maybe it'll be more difficult. Maybe this was meant to be an introduction. They're showing us this new mode, this new idea they had. In the future, it'll be harder, but this will be the easy one. Fingers crossed. Utu was kind of like that. The first ever Utu was kind of a joke compared to later ones. But... Math, how could you say that when you two play with 37? Or...
They are motionless at the instances of time which constitute the forming process.
Huh. It's an event. That's about all I can say. That is a boring combat event, but at least it's an easy combat event. This reminds me of an easier version of the crap that Honkai tries to make us do. Honkai's like, go grind to earn currency, to be full power, and then go fight this stage that we tell you to. And it's like, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Like, I am glad this doesn't have some weird grindy extra system to make you stronger against these like you do in Honkai. So I'd say it beats Honkai Impact, to be clear, for people who don't know what we're talking about. But yeah, I'll probably finish these off stream. I don't need to fight the same group of enemies, but you guys got to see my silly team. See? It's directions! But yeah, no. I'm really enjoying the new team. This is kind of fun. It's silly, but it's fun. I do think in this specific content, if I really wanted to meme with this team, it'd be better to bring Calabana. The problem is, it's really hard to use skills on 3 different characters all at once. Because they're all greedy to use their ult. All 3 of these are ult characters, so I don't think it'd work. I might just switch back to Jessica and just massacre everything, but we'll see. But... huh. Oh, she's back in the painting. What are you doing back there? But... I do think, though, that I might end there. I'll save doing her story. Maybe Friday or Saturday. Again, it depends when I decide to do Honkai. I'll do Honkai either Friday or Saturday, and then I'll do this Friday or Saturday. Tomorrow I'm doing Grand Blue. Tomorrow I'm doing Grand Blue Relink. New story is coming out. New fight is coming out with it. And I know my friends are going to want to do it together. So if I want to do it on stream, I got to do it right away. So, tomorrow, I'll probably try to start at noon, like at lunchtime. Maybe earlier, we'll see. I'll schedule it tonight. And we will try to do the new Relink stuff. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. It's still so awkward ending on YouTube as opposed to Twitch. No rating and whatever else. But... again, going to be streaming the next few days. I'm going to try and keep the schedule a little more consistent. I'll probably eventually start streaming again on Twitch a bit once I get my Twitch account fixed. But I might continue doing some story stuff like this on YouTube. I just need to figure out a way to make it more interactive. Because I miss all the throwing. I miss all the fun stuff we had while on Twitch. So I'll try to figure that out tonight. I'll look into it. But as usual... down in the description is links to my Discord, Twitter, and other sites that have video, my other channels that I use. If you'd like to keep up with stream, see announcements when I go live, or just hang out. I will probably be hanging out in the Discord server shortly after ending. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.